still feels incredibly fresh. Good morning to you and happy snowy Tuesday. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Micah's producing on the radio side. We're on ProView Networks as well. JJ, good morning to you. 1 year ago today, Kobe Bryant died. And you can tell me, and I'm willing to accept this, understanding that with my ties to Los Angeles and growing up having been a Laker fan, Kobe's still feels different than Tom Seaver's or Hank Aaron's or Joe Morgan's or Eddie Van Halen's, or I mean all the people, because there was some special tie to that city and certainly to the entire league for Kobe Bryant, who died. And maybe it was the way he died, and certainly because there were 8 people on board that helicopter, including 3 teenagers, including his daughter, Gianna. Well, yeah, oddly enough, and I'll give Edward the credit, my phone buzzed and it was Edward who says, "Did you see Kobe Bryant die?" And I'm like, shut up. It was a Sunday morning. I don't think Addie was up yet. And I started searching news sources that were, I don't know, just had more resources, I thought, than Edward did. But Edward was dead on right. Um, and I remember calling my brother in LA, in Huntington Beach. And I'm like, dude, did you see this? Kobe died. And he's like, shut the bleep up. And I'm like, no, dude. And he started looking at his phone and he's like, oh my God. And I called my mom. I'm like, did you see this? And my mom at the time, 82 years old, but living in that city, the impact he made there. I think, JJ, the reason, one of the reasons that this one was so impactful and still remains, yeah, he was a great player, and yes, he was so young, right? Tom Seaver, Hank Aaron, Don Sutton was 75. I mean, all these people had lived a life. Eddie Van Halen was very old, but because of the way in which he died, this tragic helicopter accident, and because his beautiful daughter was on there. I mean, she was absolutely, like JJ, Addie and her both 14, like that one. And that's another reason it just pounded me, right? His 14-year-old daughter, I mean, she's got a May birthday just like Addie does. I mean, they're like the same age, going to a sporting event, going to an event, and these other families, and you started hearing all the stories. And I remember that morning just thinking, good Lord, please no, don't let his daughter be on there. Like, that family can't handle 2 deaths. They can't handle losing their father and their sister, their husband and their daughter. That family, please no, please no. And then you started hearing that Gigi was on there, and then you started hearing about the other families, and you just your heart. It was, as more and more info leaked out, your heart just broke more and more. And I think, I don't know, as I've been reading some of these stories and kind of listening to it and reliving it a year later. It breaks, man. It breaks all over again. And for some reason, of all the deaths, the celebrity deaths, not the personal ones, the ones that the people that were really close to you, but of all the celebrity deaths in the last 12 months, man, this one still sits there. And I'm not playing the oppression Olympics here. I'm not trying to rate tragedies, but this one is just different. Yeah. All right. We got a lot to do. If you want to get in on Kobe, you can. I'm not looking to reopen wounds, but I honestly feel this wound is still open a year later. I do. And I don't know that it's coincidental that LeBron went for 46 last night on 19 for 26 shooting from the field in his return to Cleveland, his hometown, last night, wearing a Laker uniform on the eve of the 1-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death. But you can get in on that. Kobe a year later, Gigi a year later, the Altobelli family, like all of it. Just how you react to it, and there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no. I mean, and if you don't want to, that's cool. I'm down. But I certainly wanted to open that up for you. We do have a ton to do. The Aggies got on the floor yesterday for the first time in about a month. They got in a tune-up before they go back into league play, and they're going to jump back into it against Grand Canyon this weekend. So we'll get into the Aggie game. Obviously, more to do on the Buccaneers and the Chiefs and the Saints, the Packers and the Bills. I don't think we finished everything yesterday. I've got emails still from yesterday I want to get through. Still emails, still chatter, still talk on the Lobos loss men's basketball to San Jose State on Saturday past, and moving on to Fresno State. I'll get you emails on that as well. The NBA was interesting last night. How about your boy Jamal Murray last night? Damn. Like Josh Allen was taking it for overreacting and flipping a ball at a guy's face mask. Wait till you hear what Jamal Murray did last night in an NBA game. His Nuggets, and Nuggets might be the operative word here, as his Nuggets beat back the Mavericks last night. So we'll get into a full night in the NBA. Did you watch college hoops last night? Did you see UNLV beat Utah State last night in the Mountain West? That surprised me, man, and they almost blew it. They blew a dunk and well, really two, because they missed a breakaway dunk, same dude, and then a travel on a dunk, and a game that was put away got down to a one possession game with a ball with a shot to tie that thing up for Utah State. But that was a bit of a shocker to me. Whew. You know, I was thinking as I'm watching this, one of my ASIC buddies sent me a screenshot. He's like, "Look at this," and I'm like, "Easy, easy. See what's going on here in the last 40 seconds?" And I'm thinking, okay, we always have this conversation: was it a comeback or was it a collapse? And I'm thinking, this is a collapse. They threw away a ball in the backcourt, missed a dunk, traveled on a dunk, and all of a sudden this 9-point lead is down to 3. And I'm thinking Utah State's going to pull this thing off. They did not. But if that was the case, would we have agreed that would have been more a collapse than a comeback? Oh, when you're giving the ball away like that, absolutely. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. That's how you can get to the show today and every day. You can send emails as you are. Jeff at 610knml.com, JJ at 610knml.com. On the Twitter, JJ is at _JJ Buck, and I really suggest you follow him. You can tweet at him there. And on the Facebook, the OD and the AM. And, of course, you can watch the show there or ProViewNetworks.com or on the YouTube page for ProView Networks. Coming up next, we'll talk some college basketball, get into what the Aggies did yesterday. I think the biggest win was just getting on the floor. Where they do it, against whom, and how. All of that's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
It's his second field goal. He's got 4 points. Watson, though, goes all the way.
Deck, I should say. Cordova tried to throw it off. Romero, a 3 for...
Set out to Jutapia. Nice move behind his back. It's a good. Here's Ramos, step back, high arcing, twine.
But he needed to get his legs back under him.
Ooh, little kick.
They leave it one more time. Two-hand hammer. Up top. Yes, and the finish for Akbayosi. Saved into the hands of Riak, ahead of the pack to Davina Lovato. Up high, down hard for Akbayosi. Out of the corner, Casals, the 3-0, Katenge! Let me clean up the mess! He dropped out of the rafters for that one, Steve.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Ramos wants another.
Opportunity here. Martinez shoots, he scores.
Got into it. Had some nice looks at the rim. Win. Inside. They're not going to miss this one. Two-hand hammer from Murillo.
Ball's played up. Rodriguez with it. Gonna settle. Looks to the inside. Comes to the far side post. Shot on in. Goal. Deflected in. No.
Dorian's gonna go all the way. It was blocked by the rim. Get it out, says Kobe Wade. Ramos, get it. Look out. Ramos, can he chase it down? It was a freebie. Saved it. And then stolen. And somehow Hasbury's got it back. Handoff. Watson.
Get it stripped. Dalion stripped him. Them Highland the other way. Win up top to the big goal. Here he comes.
For the lead. Got it. What a great game plan. Look at this.
Akbayosi throws it down.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
This would be a huge stop for your
Dorian over. Did he get in?
Yeah, they got in. He got in.
Touchdown, Dorian Lewis.
19 seconds to play. Benavides looking, still looking up the middle. It's intercepted. It's picked off by Freddie Anaya, and Roswell's season will end perfect.
Second quarter, 2nd and 4 for Socorro at the whole 44-yard line. McDaniel trying, good block by Hicks. First down and more, 30, 25, 20. McDaniel might be gone. Touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown for Michael McDaniel.
It's 40 seconds this year. It's not like 25 like it used to be.
He laterals it back. What a play by Hightower. Pitch.
Looked like somebody moved a little bit early. Hicks, the play fake double move. He's got his receiver wide open. Caught. One man to beat. Touchdown. Touchdown to number 17, Nathaniel.
Third and 6. Big defensive play coming up here. Little trickery to Reese. See you later. Touchdown. They went for the deep ball to Reese.
To the right, single receiver split to the left. Play fake, head up the middle's got some room. 50, 45, 40, has one man to beat. 30, 25, 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Hope.
Wow.
On a
Option again, he'll keep it. Now he'll pitch it. Comes out to the 30, 25, 20, up the sideline. Still inbounds into the end zone. Let's see.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Portell.
The outside of running an out route.
Davison on the play action, looking. He's gonna go back to Lewis, and Lewis makes a cut, and Lewis still on his feet. Dorian Lewis is in for a touchdown. Back to toss, and he's got all day. Next one miss, and he's rolling. He's got a guy. Can he get it there? Davison to Luke Weissong.
Hey, we told you he
Touchdown.
could spin that football, and that was a throw right there. I know he's got the win at his back, but
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Let's see if Melfi can cash it in. He's got some protection. Deep ball. Erickson's open. Touchdown, Monarchs.
Second and 10. Smith looking, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's got his guy. And it's another big play. Walking away for a touchdown, Tristan Altier.
They're going to hand it off to Chavez. Chavez breaking tackles. Look out. Chavez up the sideline. Stays in bounds. Touchdown. Volcanovis.
that replay to
Yeah, I got you.
measurement. I mean,
Smith's got a fire on first down, and he's on the outside. There's a lot of room for Brad Thomas. A move, and he's set free. Dance into the end zone. Touchdown. So it goes.
Yes, I had to Google it because I saw it was coming in, and I saw the Weather Service talking about it. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Not expected at all. And then we did not get that extent, maybe quarter inch, but it's still in the span of like 30 minutes, just bam.
Nice. Yeah, we got about 3 inches of snow, and the roads are a little sketchy. But I guess the city did not as well as, or however you want to put it, as all the surrounding areas. But yeah, nice little storm. All right, back to it. 505-246-0610. They got no snow in Westwood, but Bruin James is here for us. Hello, James. How you living?
Hey, living large, bro. Hey, I was talking to a couple friends back home, and
they got snow.
This one guy, he was telling me, I know this is gonna be. This guy told me this. This guy told me that. But he works for this company that takes care of Aaron Rodgers' house and stuff like that. And he said there's been a lot of activity there. And I said, no shit. Oh, my bad.
Bleep him.
No,
all right,
really?
Gotta go.
He said,
gotta go. Sorry, I would have said that too, but so what's he saying basically? Mike, could you get it?
Well, it's the off season. You could take that into account.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers has time off now.
A lot of like what? A lot of parties, a lot of women coming, a lot of movie companies. I don't know. Like there's going to be all the Aaron Rodgers rumors. I was thinking this yesterday, and maybe I said this. What is he so upset about? Like if Aaron Rodgers is going to force his way out of Green Bay, and he may. Is it all because Matt LaFleur decided to go for that field goal? By the way, Aaron Rodgers didn't move the ball in the first 3 downs. Like, there's got to be a speck of culpability here for Aaron Rodgers, and I like Aaron Rodgers. Actually, I like Aaron Rodgers. But what's he so upset about? They built a pretty good team about him. Now I get it. He had a right to be upset coming out of last year's draft. They draft a quarterback. They draft a running back. They don't get him any help. They didn't get the defense any help. They didn't get the offensive line any help. He needed another receiver. All right, I got that. But so then he goes through the whole season, and supposedly things are decent. He's getting along with this coach. I got it, man. You went out as a 1 seed in Lambeau Field. You didn't get to your goal. And your coach made a horrible, horrible call. But when you get right down to it, what's his gripe? Is it back to you guys drafted Jordan Love, and I'm still pissed off about that?
It feels like it's something that's been simmering for 2 years, and it really is hard to put your finger on what exactly is Aaron Rodgers upset about. Okay, you might not like that they drafted Jordan Love, but you just put an MVP season together.
Yeah.
You just were in position to at least extend the NFC Championship game, and you have to look at yourself. As you said, Aaron Rodgers is not free of blame in this scenario. He missed some opportunities in the red zone. He was in that situation as well. He didn't do anything on the first 3 plays. And I just keep thinking, why did Aaron Rodgers walk off that field in 4th down? Again, the conversation, and this is one where I can't wrap my head around it, because even so, you say, all right, there's essentially 4 timeouts with a 2-minute warning. We're feeling pretty good about ourselves.
No.
But it doesn't matter. You still need a touchdown either way. I guess if you get the ball back, then you have a chance to actually win the game. But the odds of getting the ball back in that scenario were so small because of who you're going up against and what that offense was doing, even with the 3 straight interceptions for Tampa Bay. But this is something that, to your point, is more than just this NFC Championship game. Why is Aaron Rodgers so unsettled? Why is there always seem to be this extra thing going on over the last 2 years?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. And it was, obviously he was getting along with Mike McCarthy. They got rid of Mike McCarthy. They brought in a coach that it felt like supposedly he was getting along with. He was thriving in this offense. With all due respect, and I do understand that there should have been a pass interference or a holding. But he threw the interception that led to that touchdown right before the half. Did he not? He did, right? I'm sitting here. I understand you being upset. I do. That was your best chance in a long time, and it might be your last one, man. And I get the whole legacy thing, and well, the best I can, and it's got to be a big deal. And you've only been to one, and you're gonna have to wear that until you get to another, and you're running out of time. Like I got it. But why at some point you didn't get him in the end zone on that first drive where he kicked the field goal. You didn't get him. You didn't move
on those first three. Now you got them all the way down the field. You had an open run to the pylon. You didn't take it. You threw into double coverage. To your point, JJ, you walked off the field. You didn't put up any fight. Like, what's he so? And I'm listening because there's got to be something. And I thought Jess's call yesterday was terrific. And Packer fan should be angry with Matt LaFleur. But let me just tell you something. There's no guarantee you were going to get it on fourth down. Did you see the first three plays? There's no guarantee. Like, we're having these conversations, or at least I'm listening to them. Like, if Matt LaFleur didn't kick that damn field goal, they'd have won that game. I don't know if they'd have scored. I don't know if they'd got a 2-point conversion. I mean, I don't.
That's fair. I think the problem is, though,
they would have had a chance. Yes.
Away.
I got that.
Like, to me, I always, in sport, I want to control my destiny.
Yes.
And controlling your destiny in football is having said football in your hands. And I just think with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, and it might be weighing a little bit more on Aaron, for as open as he is, it's not something that he's addressed because he's played it fine. Like, they were in the NFC Championship game. He had like an MVP caliber season, but I think there's a sense of that organization doesn't take the extra step. Isn't willing to bring in some of those veteran players just to show, hey, we're making a run. Because that's the thing with Tampa Bay is Tom Brady went to an established roster. Like, when we look at it, they weren't in the NFC Championship game because of Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski, but they were pieces added to the mix that all of a sudden, and by the way, let's grab Leonard Fournette, that when you went through a couple bumps in the road, Antonio Brown had his game, or Gronk might have had a 100-yard receiving game. Then ultimately still you had different guys to lean on, whereas it was Valdez-Scantling, Devontae Adams, Robert Tonyan was a good addition, but I think that's probably what it goes back to, just this sense of why are we not taking that extra step and at least throwing more guys at this?
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you on all of that. And maybe it's been bubbling and it just surfaced there. And so that's why I'm listening. And I absolutely agree with you that I want the ball in my hand and I'll take a chance. Yeah, that was your chance to win the game. But my point is there's no guarantee you were going to win that game. And we're having all these conversations as, well, if they go for it on fourth, they're going to win. A lot of things are going to have to happen. A, they were going to have to score on fourth down. B, they were going to have to make the 2-point conversion. And by the way, C, there were still 2 minutes for Tommy to come down the field and kick a damn field goal. Right? I mean, yes, all of those things, yes, I would have rather put it in my hands, taken the chance I want the football. That was my only chance to win. But do you realize what was going to have to play out after that? And nobody's having that conversation. Because even if he got the 8 points, who do you think's winning that football game? Is your money on Tommy to get him down the field into field goal position with 2 minutes to go?
You're pretty good about Tom Brady being in field goal position.
All right.
But you are also not spending the entire offseason sitting there going,
what if?
Field goal?
No, I got it.
You'd rather go out failing on that fourth down conversion than kicking the field goal.
Look, we're on the same page as everybody. Guy used to say on 60 Minutes, and here's the rest of the story, right? And the rest of the story is that that wasn't going to win the damn game. Then you were going to be even and at 31, and Tommy was going to have the ball with 2 minutes and all of his timeouts to tick, 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 tick down the field and probably kick a damn field goal, and you were going to lose 34-31. And then what was he going to be pissed off about? That's all. 505-246-0610 is how to get in. If you want to help me, I get it. You're bummed the season's over. Is this about the Jordan Love thing? Is this the franchise where you're just not getting me the resources? I'm listening because I'm not sure I understand and I want to. I'm not mad at him, but I want to kind of get what he's so upset about. That's all. That's all. And if Bruin James says bleep on the radio again, he can't come on anymore. But if there's moving vans or a lot of activity around Aaron Rodgers' house, all right, where's he going? It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Kirtland Federal Credit Union is proud to be a part
I haven't
of the
heard
West
anybody
Side
have that
Albuquerque
conversation
community
yet.
with
That's
the
all.
opening of our new
Let's see if Melfi can cash it in. He's got some protection. Deep ball. Erickson's open. Touchdown, Monarchs.
Second and 10. Smith looking, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's got his guy, and it's another big play. Walking away for a touchdown, Tristan Altier.
Gonna hand it off to Chavez. Chavez breaking tackles. Look out. Chavez up the sideline. Stays in bounds. Touchdown. Volcanovic.
That replay,
Yeah, I
just
got
get
you.
the measurement. I mean,
Smith's got a fire on first down, and he's on the outside. There's a lot of room for Brad Thomas. A move, and he's set free. Dance into the end zone. Touchdown. So it goes.
He'll run with it. Stumbling. Gets down into the end zone. And looking to throw it. And he throws it in the end zone. Caught!
First and 10 from the 11. And spin move for Smith. Push the B button. Dance into the end zone.
He'll throw it. Looking. Here comes the rush. Step it up. Pavia now running around. Being chased. Looks across. Throws it up and wide open. Ball is caught. Touchdown. Jimmy Gayak. Chavez dropping, looking, stepping up. He's going to run. He's got a lot of green in front of him. To the end zone. Touchdown. Rio Rancho, Isaiah Chavez. Chavez set. He's going to run with it again and dives and...
It's Austin Smith, and to the outside, a lot of room. Look out, a foot race down the sideline. All the way on the first play from scrimmage, Chris. That's a touchdown.
Scrambling. And off, great hit. He bounces off outside. Got some daylight at the 20, the 10, the 5. What an incredible run.
I'll just get a little closer.
Oh, instead it's a gorgeous pass. Hill's gonna just shoot it.
He's gonna go all the way.
He's gonna fire at the buzzer and he hits.
The question, and I'm listening to Packer fan, and I know you're pissed, and look, I would be too, and you got every right to be because that was your chance to win the game. But what is Aaron Rodgers like so angry about that he may, and it kind of feels like he's going to want out and force his way out of Green Bay. Is it that they drafted Jordan Love, and by the way, where was Jordan Love all year? Did you ever see him on the sideline? Did you ever see him in like what did they do with Jordan Love this year? Did he practice? He wasn't the backup quarterback. Like, did they just, Aaron's upset and just we're going to have to get Jake from State Farm to break him up? Like, what? Because Jake from State Farm's kind of yoked. Where was Jordan Love?
That was one of the most surprising things this year in a couple of those games where the Packers put in back quarterback with the game in hand, and it wasn't Jordan Love. And you're just like, wait a second. The guy that you just drafted in the first round is not even your backup quarterback in this type of situation with the game in hand and just trying to get some reps. It's not like you're going to burn a redshirt season on him? Like, were they really keeping him away? Like, I'm sorry, Jordan Love and Aaron can't be in the same room, so he's just going to have to do all the quarterback meetings via Zoom?
It's one of the most, and I feel for Jordan Love, right? I mean, he's actually a pretty nice young man. He's been on our show. We hosted him for the New Mexico Bowl. I spent a short amount of time with him, and he was really, really humble. I like him, but I don't. How do you not feel for him? Like, he was drafted. He goes into this horrible situation, no fault of his own, and by all accounts, like I don't know, man. You'd think Aaron would have.
Did Aaron hate that situation so much when he sat behind Brett? He's just like, I'm never doing this. Like, I'm going to be the anti-hero in this situation.
I really, really want to see the 30 for 30 on this. Like I want to know, was it so bad for Aaron? And go back to Aaron Rodgers sitting in that green room on draft day. Aaron Rodgers was in the conversation for being the number 1 overall pick. He slipped all the way down to the 24-ish. It was an excruciating watch that day. Excruciating. There's this one dude, and they kept showing him in the green room, and there he is, and he's the only guy there, and it was horrible. And then he gets drafted to the team that's got Brett Favre, and you're like, what on earth? And so he went through this. And I mean, I honestly don't remember the account. How was Favre with him? Because I don't remember stories that Favre wasn't good to him. And I'd like to know how he was with Jordan Love. Jordan Love didn't do this to him. I always tell people, man, that guy didn't take your job, right? That person applied. I remember when Mike Roberts was unceremoniously retired, right? Longtime voice of the Lobos. And Galletti took the job, and people, kind of took it out on Scott. And I felt bad in some respects. Scott didn't take Mike's job, right? Scott applied for an open position. The job was already open, and he got the job. He didn't take Mike's job. When I left Channel 7, nobody took my job. There was an open position. Jordan Love was drafted into the NFL. This is the situation in which he landed. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything to Aaron Rodgers. And have you heard any accounts on how Rodgers was with him this year?
No. It doesn't seem like anything bad.
Right, we probably would have heard
gone
that.
on. I think that might have found its way out of the building somehow. But it was more of, this is definitely a long-term play. And Jordan Love, while I think we all have a little different sense of Mountain West quarterbacks, and that's, in our wheelhouse and what we watch,
Right.
it caught a lot more people off guard because Aaron Rodgers, even being 37 years old, it still felt like this is a guy that 2 or 3 years you still figure he's going to be able to play at the highest level. And it was absolutely, I wouldn't call it a luxury pick, because I think a luxury pick in this situation probably would have been another wide receiver or something along those lines for Green Bay. But it was definitely thinking about the future and saying, hey, we're going to take this opportunity to put something on the back burner just in case, because maybe we actually are seeing the finish line. So it wasn't the worst decision as a franchise, because we sit here and talk about that position every single day all year long, and you don't want to be left empty-handed, but it's something that just happened to create more turmoil because for some reason Aaron Rodgers has felt uncertain even before that moment in Green Bay.
And I think uncertainty and insecurity drives people. I do. I think once you get, you can get complacent. You get to comfort level. And so I think there's a piece of that that's good. Devontae Adams, who is from Fresno State, who is the number 1 receiver on that team and Aaron Rodgers' favorite receiver, was on Chris Collinsworth's podcast. This was not long ago. And Collinsworth asked Devontae Adams how much Devontae felt Aaron Rodgers was motivated by the Packers drafting Jordan Love. And because that was the narrative, right? I mean, that was the whole thing. And the response was, quote, honestly, I would have to say 1. If we had to go on a scale from 10 to 1, I would say 1. I think the people disrespect A-Rod and stuff like that is what drives Aaron, end quote. So he talked about legacy. And this is really interesting. In the preseason, Aaron Rodgers said, quote, part of your legacy is how you treat your teammates. I want Jordan to have as great of memories as possible of me being in the quarterback room and having some great laughs and competing. I want kinship, not animosity. That's what I've always tried to do with all my backups, end quote. So that was before the season. I don't know how the season went, and I'm interested. But man, I've never seen like a first-round pick, a marquee first pick, and you never heard a word from it. There was no preseason for him to play. He didn't suit up. I'm curious.
That's probably why ultimately too. Like you just forget about these things. The preseason didn't even cross my mind, which is why Jordan Love was QB3, probably not dressed on most days, because they didn't get a chance to play in those games. And it's something too, watching the NBA the first couple weeks of the season, you see some of these guys, you're like, oof. Like I'm doing it a lot with Anthony Edwards, the #1 overall pick in the draft for Minnesota, and I can't stop thinking about Andrew Wiggins. But it's been such an uncertain year. Like there was no summer league. There wasn't a chance for these guys to get the run. It was just, oh, you're drafted, and here's a regular season play.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. I got emails coming in on this too. It's so bizarre. Help me. What's Aaron Rodgers so angry about? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
These may be uncertain times, but what is certain?
Great pass, Hadbury, and thank you very much. Tie in the district, inside, fly, Eagles.
Chavez uses some athleticism, and then Morris down low, able to finish. You called it, Steve, in 10 seconds, and look at this, stripped, stolen Watson. Christian Lucero beats the buzzer. Here's Ian Chavez, the sharpshooter, got it.
Said that any better. He answered the question.
On
got
a
another
steal
one.
at the buzzer! Back to back for Chavez.
To the paint. Medina from the volleyball lines. Medina wants another one from deep. Oh, he wants 10. Give him 10!
Lewis finds Watson. He's going to finish. One-handed slam. Vista, but just all the different scenarios we could see potentially play out ahead of the state tournament.
Oh! Ho, ho, ho!
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Played over to Madrid. Plays it across the box off the dasher. It's settled. Shot on by Garcia. Trickles in. Goal.
Chavez blocked at the rim. And here's Dorian Lewis to Watson.
Shot on and just wide. Big deflection. Goal.
With his first field goal. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Not a game you can go have 25 turnovers in and win.
Get that out of here, Watson says. Here comes Hodnett all the way. He's blocked in return. Dickey, did he get it off? He did, and he hit it. They're really... Oliveras. Wild three, and it hit.
Another steal nearly by Hidon. It is a steal. Avalos ahead to Hidon. The two-hand hammer by Hidon. I knew he was going to put that one down.
ProView Networks tonight.
District matchup there.
Davidson took it away in transition. Might be time for a jam. Yes.
Oh!
Malik Barton, watch him, coach. Watch the inbounder.
Dumas Sanchez in the corner.
Back to Barton with 2.4 seconds left. Fires for the win. And he got it! It's good.
Oh my God!
On the last second shot.
He did.
Malik Barton bakes it in from 25 feet and watch the celebration right in front of us. What a shot by Barton. He was double teamed and somehow found a way to get it in. Ramos to Gaxiola, high window for the win. It's good. It counts. Gaxiola with the game winner for a Driscoll Heritage.
I got like information for you that leads into a trivia question, and it regards Jordan Love. We've been having this conversation here on the opening drive about the former Utah State quarterback who was picked with the 26th overall selection in the draft last year in the NFL by the Packers, and who is the third-string quarterback behind Aaron Rodgers and Tim Boyle, a third-year quarterback out of Eastern Kentucky who is a free agent. So, JJ, this is actually somewhat astounding. 32 quarterbacks have been selected in the first round of the draft in the last decade, okay? 30 of them became starters at rookies, which I wouldn't have thought the number was that high. 30 out of 32 became starters as rookies in their first year. And that's guys like Paxton Lynch, E.J. Manuel, Johnny Manziel, even Josh Rosen, okay? Even 2 second-round picks became starters, Drew Lock and Derek Carr. Aside from Love, do you know who the only other first-round pick in the last decade who was not promoted to a starting role in his rookie year?
The last 10 years.
Yeah, it makes you think a lot. And then
Yeah.
when I tell you the answer, you're just going to go, oh, right? Because you're not digging to some quarterback out of Miami of Ohio or something. You're digging to the guy who's the best quarterback in the league right now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? When you think, so it just illustrates a number of things here. Okay, it illustrates how inexact this science is, first of all. But in the last decade, 32 quarterbacks have been drafted in the first round. 30 of those 32 have been promoted to a starting role in their rookie season. The only two who have not are Jordan Love and Patrick Mahomes, which the Mahomes thing, he was playing behind Alex Smith. And look, you can question it all you want right now, but Andy Reid's a damn genius, okay? And so I'm reading some of this. So let me throw something else at you, which is going to go a little off the rails. If you're in the quarterback market and you're New England, you're one of those teams that's a little further down, JJ. You're not getting Trevor Lawrence, okay? So now you're deciding there's Mac Wilson, right? Max Wilson. There's Justin
Well, there's
Fields.
Mac Jones and Zach
All right,
Wilson.
thank you. Thank you. Mac Jones and Zach Wilson. Mac Jones from Alabama, Zach Wilson from Brigham Young. There's Justin Fields. Do you believe that Jordan Love is better than those guys? And if so, is he a guy that you throw a trade offer at Green Bay for? Because Aaron Rodgers is under contract through 2023. Now, I don't know what Aaron Rodgers is upset about. If it's he's just tired of playing in the cold, he wants to go to California. If he's tired of losing in the I don't know. Okay, and some of it he's going to have to look at the reflection coming back at him in the mirror. But it is. As we've talked about the Matthew Staffords, the Carson Wentzes, all these quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson that we think are on the market, is Jordan Love in the conversation? Would you lob a trade offer for the number 1 pick from last year? Do you think, he struggled evidently in camp, but he had no OTAs, he had no preseason camp. It's really an anomaly of a year. Or do you go another way?
I think you go another way just because if you're Green Bay, you can't throw the talent on Jordan Love. Like, you have him potentially for the next 4 seasons after this.
What's the price that you do?
And is it just to get a second-round draft pick out of someone else? You're not getting a first-round pick for Jordan Love. There's no one trading, whether it's 29, 28, 30.
That's probably right.
A first-round pick for Jordan Love. And also, as upset as Aaron Rodgers is, you can totally say, Aaron, we did the same thing. If you want to play it out, this is your contract. We'll figure it out in terms of other personnel. But Jordan Love's their backup quarterback. And this is the situation is going to be. Because the quarterbacks that are out there, it's Deshaun Watson and Matt Stafford for sure. I think Carson Wentz, that has simmered to the point of he's going to be the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, given the fact
Justin Fields
recharged the entire coaching staff.
Jalen Hurts. Is Jalen Hurts available then?
So I think you could inquire about Jalen Hurts. I don't see Green Bay moving on Jordan Love just because at this point in time, Aaron Rodgers might be a little bit upset in this situation because it has to be more than just Jordan Love, as we've discussed over the last few segments and boiling up to it. And also what it's worth. Like, it doesn't, all right, you get a second or third round pick out of it just to make Aaron Rodgers happy. And maybe that's, at this point in time, all that matters because that is your best bet for the next 2 to 3 years is a happy Aaron Rodgers, at least get you in position to try to get back to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. I mean, and if that helps, if that's worth it, then get me a receiver, for crying out loud. I was looking at some of the receivers that went after Jordan Love, like T. Higgins and Chase Claypool, and you're like, what would Aaron Rodgers have done with guys like that? Rod said he had no problem with the field goal. The guys on defense are on scholarship, too. They need to make a play to stop Tampa. Okay. You're right there at the 9-yard line. You'd have kicked a field goal. I'm down. Obviously you're not the only one. Because Matt LaFleur did it as well, and he's a highly paid NFL coach. He says, P.S., remember before fake news, we actually had media? I'd sure like one of the local reporterettes to demand the governor provide the science that shows it's COVID safer for New Mexico State and Western to play in beautiful El Paso on Monday afternoon than in one of their own gyms. There is no science to that, Rod. What she wants is them to not play. There is no science that says they're safer. I don't think she's ever said that, right? I mean, her whole thing is she doesn't want them to play. That's why she didn't want them playing in the state. And remember the initial one? She said, I expect them to comply with my wishes. Yeah, Rod, I don't think there's any science that says they're safer going to Texas. Have you heard any? I mean, am I wrong on that where my mind goes with that?
No.
All right. 505-246-0610 is how to get to us. I'd love your thoughts on that. We're going to change. We're not going to spend the whole day talking about Jordan Love. I found it very interesting. I think you did too. 246-0610 is how to get at us. Level basketball next. Fresno State's coming up. I still got a bunch of emails, JJ, on Lobo basketball. People are not letting go of the San Jose State loss. It's the opening drive. We are here for you on a Tuesday on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Ramos wants another.
Opportunity here. Martinez shoots, he scores.
Got into it. Had some nice looks at the rim. Win. Inside. They're not going to miss this one. Two-hand hammer from Murillo.
Ball's played up. Rodriguez with it. Gonna settle. Looks to the inside. Turns to the far side push. Shot on and goal. Deflected in. No.
Dorian's going to go all the way. It was blocked by the rim. Get it out, says Kobe Wade. Ramos got it. Look out. Ramos, can he chase it down? It was a freebie. Saved it. And then stolen. And somehow Asbury's got it back. Handoff. Watson.
Strip. Calion stripped him. Come Highland the other way. Win up top to the big goal. Here he comes.
For the lead. Got it. What a great game plan. Look at this.
Agbayosi throws it down.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports.
What if the Packers decide to play hardball with Aaron Rodgers? You can say, well, Jeff, that he could sit out. Can he? What's up to you? Happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well on a snowy morning. Be careful out there. I know a lot of slick streets. Mike, how was it coming in this morning, by the way?
It was a little bit slick. I saw a couple people get into accidents and slide off the road.
Really? How's it downtown?
Looks good. It was just a little slick on my way down.
You got to look out the window. You drove through it. It was just a little slick. All right.
Well, I don't really go through downtown. I just take 4th.
All right. That's kind of downtown. All right. Just be careful out there. So, JJ, I want to throw this at you before we get off this Aaron Rodgers Packers thing, because we say it as if Aaron Rodgers has all of the power here, and in fact, he's locked up. He's signed through 2023, so that's 3 more years. What if? And I'm not sure if I'm the Packers. I'm just letting him go. All right, Aaron, you want out? He's been here 16 years. He's played for 13. He's 36, 37. What would you say, Aaron? That's great. You know what? What are you angry about? Let's sit down. Let's figure this out. All right, yeah, we screwed up the draft, right? Sorry. So let's fix that this year. We're going to find you some weapons. We're going to go hard. Which free agent you want? You want Allen Robinson? Hold on. Hear me out. All right, we're going to find you a couple of receivers. Whether it's Allen Robinson, whether we're going to go receiver heavy in the draft. Okay. And if it comes down to it, Aaron, we're not trading you. We're not trading you. You're the freaking MVP of the league. We got you locked up for 3 years. When you wanted the big money, we gave you the big money. We're not trading you. And his option is what? To sit out? He's not Deshaun Watson, dude. He can't sit out. He's not 24. He can't sit out a year. Like, at this point in his career, he doesn't have a lot of years left. Now, he might be unhappy. But I got to tell you, JJ, if I'm Green Bay, and I'm convinced, and it feels to me like I'm not because he didn't even suit, that Jordan Love isn't ready to go, I'm not letting the MVP walk out the door. I'm just not. I've got him locked up for 3 years. I've got him under contract. If he's playing for me.
I agree with that. I think there's so many moments where we thought, man, this quarterback offseason, it could be so tantalizing. I don't think that's the case at all. I think Philadelphia has showed their hand and said, you know what, Carson Wentz, you best figure out how to make this work because he's not going anywhere right now. And Green Bay has zero motivation to want to move on from Aaron Rodgers. I'm right there with you. If you're unhappy, all right, let's sit down. Let's pull up this Zoom meeting. You know what, Matt LaFleur, let's get in here. We got to talk this out because their best bet over the next 2 to 3 years is with Aaron Rodgers. And if he just had an MVP level season, and yet we still sit here and talk about weapons. And that's the one thing that you lose. I get lost a little bit in that conversation. What didn't he have? Like, so you're telling me if it was someone
got Devontae Adams, who's the best.
Scantling, they win that game. Like, what didn't they have to win in that moment? I get being frustrated. Oh, why did we draft a quarterback round when we didn't need that? We could use another offensive lineman. Okay, that's fair in that case, something along those lines. But ultimately, you were in the NFC Championship game again. We weren't talking about this offense lacking anything because you were at the helm.
You know what's
so
ironic?
I keep going back to that point, and I'm right there with you. It's like, what are you so upset? It's the Ryan Gosling notebook meme. Just what do you want? What do you want, Aaron? What is your deal?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm not letting him go. The more I think about it, if I'm Green Bay, I got him locked up for 3 years. I gave him everything he wanted. Now, except for weapons. All right. You know who was their pick in the second round of the draft last year? When they went running back, who did Green Bay pick?
A.J. Dillon.
All right. Do you realize what happened in the second half of that game? Aaron Jones got hurt. He fumbled and got hurt on like the second or third play of the half. Who did they lean on in the running game in the second half of that game? And by the way, was really bleeping effective. Who was that again? I forget.
And I believe he had a 100-yard game against Tennessee.
Okay. So your second round pick, like did they need a receiver more than A.J. Dillon? Yeah, I think they did. Okay. But ironically enough, in that game, they didn't lose because that second round, he helped them get to where they are. He helped them. Like the first round pick didn't. Everybody agrees. Yeah, I think they should have gone receiver. If they pick T. Higgins or they pick Chase Claypool or one of these, okay, we all get it. All right. Why'd they lose that game? Aaron Rodgers didn't get him in the end zone. Their defense gave up. Their defense dropped. Will Blackman drops an interception. And then Kevin King gets beat by Scotty Miller at the end of that half. Like, to me, the whole game swung at the end of the half. Aaron Rodgers throws an interception. They drop an interception. They get smoked on a streak by Scotty Miller. Okay? Aaron Rodgers is part of that equation. So, again, what did you say to me? Why are you so mad, bro? Why are you so mad, bro? Like, I'm not letting him go. With all due respect, the more I think about it, Aaron, I get it, man. It's cold here and it's beautiful in California. You signed a 3-year deal. We gave you a boatload of money, and tell me what you want, and we're gonna do everything we can to get it for you. But we're not letting you go. And if you want to sit out, go sit your 37-year-old ass on the bench, and we'll come visit your retire home. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I have that same feeling with the Deshaun Watson situation. Like, unless they are just looking at their franchise and saying, you know what, we need to just reload, and we feel we can get a great haul for Deshaun Watson. But I'm having that same conversation going, all right, what is the deal? Because you're 25 years old, and we are a better franchise with you for the next 7 to 10 years than with a bunch of draft picks, which you don't know if they're going to be any good.
Yeah, see, I feel differently on Deshaun Watson. A, because he's younger. B, he flat out feels like he was lied to by ownership, right? I mean, flat out, that's the guy who's got to look him in the eye, supposedly said, you're in on this decision and lied to him, which is a hard one to get through. And B, he can't afford to sit out a year. Now, I don't think he will. Nobody really wants to sit out a year and lose a bunch of money and lose a season. But I do feel a little bit differently about him. Aaron Rodgers is right on the doorstep. Right? Aaron Rodgers so desperately wants, whether he says it or not, he so badly wants that second ring to put him in that next echelon, right? And so to me, it is different than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I just look around. You can make two arguments for this, okay? You can tell me you think he's got a better chance in New Orleans. And I'm struggling with a better chance in San Francisco, but I'm listening to it, okay? Otherwise, he's on the number one seed with a lot of pieces coming back. He's the quarterback of the number one seed in the NFC that just fell 5 points short and 9 yards short of a chance to go to the Super Bowl, right? I'm not letting him go. I'm just telling you, if I'm ownership, if I'm general manager, Aaron, I get it. And we're here to walk you through this thing. Nope, we can't do it. Talk to Jake from State Farm. He's my agent. We're not doing it. Aaron, we're not trading you. Like we're not letting you go. Well, then you're gonna have dead money. That's fine. That's fine, man. Enjoy retirement. We're not letting you. We're just not.
And the options are smaller in that regard because you throw teams out there. You can't move $100 million quarterback and bring in another $100 million quarterback. Like, it's not easy to do. So San Francisco, yeah, do you want Aaron Rodgers? Of course you would rather have Aaron Rodgers than Jimmy Garoppolo. But how are you making that work? And so those are scenarios you also have to think through of what are you going to do with that other quarterback's contract. And I don't think maybe it's one that if you're John Lynch, you've done crazy things before, like call Bill Belichick and ask about Jimmy G, and then Tom Brady's name somehow comes up in the conversation. So you could also pick up that phone and be like, so, Jimmy, if Aaron wants out, you guys interested in Jimmy? Any? Oh, okay. No? Okay. Well, but like anything along those lines, because the offseason, to your point, is going to be dominated by Deshaun Watson. But guess what? Matthew Stafford is there now and is cheaper than any of those other guys. It might only cost you one first-round pick to bring in.
Yeah, and he may go somewhere. And I think if Jim Garoppolo ends up somewhere, I think it's New England. I really do. I think if Jim Garoppolo goes somewhere, I think Belichick would love another shot at that. It sounds like he didn't want to trade him in the first place. It sounds like he thinks there's something there. Like, you and I aren't sold. I've never been sold on Jim Garoppolo, right? Never have. It scares the hell out of me that the Niners could get a Matt Stafford or, God forbid, an Aaron Rodgers, right? I mean, it just you know, the Niners are probably my least favorite professional franchise. So I'm like, dang. But they're good. They're really good. I just, JJ, I'm not letting them go. We signed you. You wanted a big deal. We gave you a big deal. You wanted a lot of money. We gave you a lot of money. You wanted security now, and now you no. I'm not and just the stigma of trading the reigning MVP for what? Tell me how somehow you justify that. What's the haul that justifies that?
It's Deshaun Watson category, and even for Aaron Rodgers, 2 to 3 years of Aaron Rodgers, there's a franchise giving up at least 3 first-round picks, potentially 4 to 5 top 60 picks over the next 2 years to acquire him. That's hard to see in that case. And the places he could go are small, where you could work out a trade right off the bat. New Orleans, Indianapolis. Of course, we're waiting on the Drew Brees situation to be final. Those are the places that open up. And I think what we're going to end up seeing ultimately is Matthew Stafford with Sean Payton.
I think that's right too. I think that's right. Let me ask you this: if they want to say, fine, you know what, we're trading you. All right, can they trade him to Houston? They can trade him anywhere they want, right? What if they called Houston and said, hey, all right, I'll tell you what, Deshaun wants out. We'll give you Aaron, and because you know I'm getting more years than you are, you can have Aaron Rodgers. And then he goes to a team that's just not very good. Because Houston's not good. Houston was good. Houston's not good. And that would just piss him off.
There's that, and this is one where you start putting all the scenarios on the board. I'm right there with you. You sit down, you figure this out because that's still the best chance for you as a franchise. But then you have plan B through Z, and what are all the scenarios going to look like?
Yeah. All right. 505-246-0610. Again, I don't want to spend all day talking about the Packers. I don't. But I just, the more I sat during that break, and I'm like, you know what? He's tied up till 2023. I'm not letting him go. You don't get to call the shots here. You called the shots. We gave you a deal. That's what a contract is. Talk to Jake from State Farm about that. You understand. 505-246-0610. We'll talk global basketball when we get back. I want to tell you about International Protective Service. IPS. Man, you're hearing about crime in this city on a regular basis. Don't be a victim. Call IPS and have them protect your home or your business with armed guards. You could have full-time patrol. Look, they patrol my home. They're here every day. When I go out of town, they come by, they do exterior checks, they pick up the mail, they pick up the newspaper, they roll the garbage cans to the curb and back on garbage day. My home's got that lived-in look. And now I understand that there's a lot of you who were out there, you were a client of another company. And you hired that company because they were local. Now they've sold the company and you're a client of a national corporate giant, which is not what you signed up for. IPS is local. They've been doing business here in Albuquerque for 15 years. Aaron Jones started the company here. He's passionate about making Albuquerque a better and safer place to live. Call Aaron and figure this out, and you're going to realize, you know what? This is what I want. They are local. They are secure, and they're going to give me what I need, a peace of mind, and protect what's important to me. Protect your home, protect your business. Call International Protective Service, 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420, or visit them at ipsglobal.com.
Let's see if Melfi can cash it in. He's got some protection. Deep ball. Erickson's open. Touchdown, Monarchs.
Second and 10. Smith looking, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's got his guy, and it's another big play. Walking away for a touchdown, Tristan Altier.
They're going to hand it off to Chavez. Chavez breaking tackles. Look out. Chavez up the sideline. Stays in bounds. Touchdown. Volkanovich.
That replay,
I got you.
Measurement. I mean,
Smith's got a fire on first down, and he's on the outside. There's a lot of room for Brad Thomas. A move, and he's set free. Dance into the end zone. Touchdown. So it goes.
He'll run with it. Stumbling. Gets down into the end zone. And looking to throw it. And he throws it in the end zone. Caught!
First and 10 from the 11. And spin move for Smith. Push the B button. Dance into the end zone.
He'll throw it. Looking. Here comes the rush. Stepping up. Pavia now running around. Being chased. Looks across. Throws it up and wide open. Ball is caught. Touchdown. Jimmy Gaye. Chavez dropping, looking, stepping up. He's going to run. He's got a lot of green in front of him. To the end zone. Touchdown. Rio Rancho, Isaiah Chavez. Chavez set. He's going to run with it again and dives and...
It's Austin Smith, and to the outside, a lot of room. Look out, a foot race down the sideline. Oh, away on the first play from scrimmage, Chris. That's a touchdown.
Scrambling. And great hit. He bounces off outside. Got some daylight at the 20, the 10, the 5. What an incredible run.
I'll just get a little closer.
Oh, instead it's a gorgeous pass.
Here's what he'll
just shoot it.
He's going to go all the way.
And he's gonna fire at the buzzer, and he hits.
Great pass, Hadbury, and thank you very much. Heavyweight tie in the district. Inside, fly, Eagles.
Chavez uses some athleticism. And then Morris down low, able to finish. You called it, Steve, in 10 seconds. And look at this, stripped, stolen Watson. Christian Lucero beats the buzzer. Here's Ian Chavez, the sharpshooter. Got it.
Couldn't have said that any better. He answered the question.
On
Got
a
another
steal
one.
at the buzzer. Back to back for Chavez.
Into the paint. Medina from the volleyball lines. Medina wants another one from deep. Oh, he wants 10. Give him 10.
Lewis finds Watson. He's going to finish. One-handed slam. Chino Vista, but just all the different scenarios we could see potentially play out ahead of the state tournament.
Oh! Ho, ho, ho!
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all
to the top to Rod Brown. Now left wing high to Quach. Emmanuel gives it back to Saquon. He'll lob it inside. Beautiful seal by Malawach. Malawach forward and a chance for an and one. And Malawach has just passed another former Lobo great. Philip McDonald is down. Malawach with 5 points moves into 26th all-time, passing McDonald's 11:46 for a career.
Philip McDonald is down. Poor Phil hadn't done anything, man. I like Phil McDonald, man. What'd he do? He's down.
He's down. Down goes PMAC. Down goes PMAC.
Robert Portnoy and Hunter Green on the UNM Radio Network.
Put him to sleep, Malawach.
At least he didn't hit him in the groin like Jamal Murray did. Oh, speaking of that. All right. Damn. All right, Lobo basketball. 9 o'clock on Thursday in Fresno. I got this email from Lobo Hobo. He says, what's going on here, Jeffy? Last Friday, the OD was debating if they tipped off in St. George at noon or on 1. I know. I got a call from the boss.
There's conflicting information.
Well, I know, man. I got a call from the boss. I'm like, well, I'm just trying to get it out there. He says, well, now I've read Thursday night. The starting gate opens at 9, but last night Brandon Vogt twice said on his show that the first pitch is at 10. I'm not sure why all the confusion. I don't know, man. The game's at 9 over on KKOB.
That can't. That fake news? What?
Talk to Vogt, man. I don't know. I don't even know if it happened. It just allegedly happened. Lobo Hobo said it did. Here. The game on Thursday night in Fresno is a 9 o'clock tip, 8:30 pregame over on News Radio KKOB with Robert Portnoy and Hunter Green. All right? JJ, my emails haven't stopped. I got a bunch that I haven't got to yet. We got to get through on Lobo basketball. So I'm hitting on two things here. This whole apathy thing that nobody cares. And I've heard this from a number of people, and I think there's part of that. There's people that they're I told you, out of sight, out of mind. You can't go to games in the pit. But can you imagine what the conversation would be if this was a quote unquote normal season? What kind of crowds would you be having at the pit? Like they just played San Jose State last week. They were 0-8 in league. I can hear somebody telling me, well, they wouldn't have been 0-8 if they weren't going through this. They kind of might be. With all due respect, they have not played a game within single digits in league. They played 10 games, and every game has been decided by double digits, including their win and including their loss to San Jose State. Every single game. It's not like they're close. So there's a pretty good chance they might be. The crowds would be what, JJ? 6,500, 85? I mean, like historically depressing crowds. I understand all of the things, and one of the common threads I'm getting is A, they're not getting better. B, why is this coach not use this as a rallying cry as opposed to excuses a la your football coach? And C, the women are going through relatively the same thing, and they're 5-1.
Yes, there's a lot to unpack in just those three things. You start first, and it was a better condition for Lobo football. We have to acknowledge that. They were in one place. They had a football stadium. They knew what they were doing on a daily basis. Not saying it was easy.
They kind of had a home.
They had a home base for an entire season, and
it was 7 weeks, and you saw the end, right? Yeah,
and
6-7 weeks, and you saw the
every day
end.
at this time we get to go to that field, and this is what we're doing.
Yeah,
and it's been a bit messier for basketball, bouncing from Lubbock to Utah to wherever they're playing a game. So there's that aspect in it. Women's basketball, they have shooters on the roster. There's better shooters on that basketball team, and we're gonna find out who they are, because Fresno State's the best basketball team they've played, and this is a stretch for New Mexico, going up against the preseason favorites. Mountain West Player of the Year is still on that roster. Cavendish Sisters is still on that roster. Like, this is the opposite of what the men went through. Now we're going to find out, can this women's team actually be a regular season contender when they have to play Fresno State, Boise State, and Colorado State? And then ultimately, Jeff, we've watched this Lobo men's basketball team, and there's just not good offensive players on it.
Yeah, I think all of those things. I just, everybody who calls me or texts me, and so the other piece of this is, you can tell me there's apathy, but people care, man. People still are caring. People are pissed, and as much as they tell you they're done, like I told you, I played golf with a good buddy of mine, long time Lobo supporter, on Saturday. He's like, yeah, I'm done. And then he told me what Dave Pilipovich said in the postgame show, because he listened to it coming in, and pissed that they lost to this team, and why isn't Pilipovich the damn coach? And and I got it, man, I get it. But you do care. You do care. Even Rudy started wavering yesterday, right? So people do care. I don't know the answers, because we all have our thoughts. What does Paul have to do? Is there anything he can do in the last, what do we got? There's 10 games left, right? There's 10 games left in the regular season. What does he have to do to A, turn this around, but B, turn Lobo fan around? Because I don't know what's even more important. And I know they have to go hand in hand. So that's not what I'm asking you, because they both have to happen. But what's more important, turning the team around or turning the fan base around?
At this point, it's to turn the fan base around, you have to turn the team around.
Right.
And I don't see this team turning around this season. So if you're asking, all right, what can you do? Because they're going to have rough moments. There's going to be games where it gets away from them because of how bad they are offensively. So you'd hope that the rest of the way, there's maybe 1 or 2 days where it's an effort question, but you want them playing hard. Like, because at the end of the season, we're going to look back on it. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of challenges, but all of us watching basketball, I get it, we're not experts in absolutely everything, but we see deficiencies on this basketball team. And I don't see, even with practice and getting to come back to Albuquerque, all the hours in the gym, all of a sudden those dudes are hitting 3-point shots. So the thing you can look for is just, are you playing hard? Can you finish the season with your heads up? Or is it going to be every other game, this is just the reality of it, and we're going to be questioning what happened? Where did those guys go? Why did they stop playing hard?
Yeah, I don't know what the approach is. I don't know if it's a tough love where if you don't want to play, get the hell out. I mean, you've already done that and the whole roster just turned over. I don't know if it's an appreciate how fortunate you are to be playing this game you love, especially in these times when people can't do anything. And then they say, well, yeah, my buddy's over at this school and this school, and they're doing just fine. I don't know what the approach is. I keep hearing you tell me about effort. I keep hearing Paul talk about effort in that last press conference. And then I hear Craig, Neil, you can't coach effort, which was the quote that is going to beat him up forever around here, right? You can't coach effort. And everybody says, oh, absolutely you can. Well, can you or can't you? Coaches motivate. You define coaching effort, right? Coaches motivate. Does that mean, is that the definition of coaching effort? I don't know. If they're playing without effort, man, can you coach effort? How do you coach effort? I agree with you, JJ. First, I think the losing's pissing people off, right? The way in which they're losing is pissing people off. The losing to San Jose State without really their best two players, right? One transferred, one was out after beating them by double digits. The whole the bottom of the standings, the irrelevancy, the not all of that, and then they see the effort. And look, I'm not on that team. I'm not going through it. I don't know how hard it would be. I try to put you know me. I always try to put myself in someone's shoes before I talk about them. And I've really tried to put myself in the shoes of a Lobo basketball player, going through the season, getting my tail kicked on a regular basis. Like, what am I going out here for? And I'm going out for pride. I'm going out to play because I'm tired of being embarrassed, and I'd like to believe I could self-motivate. But now I'm going from St. George, freaking Utah. I'll be in Albuquerque for a couple days. Now we're going up to Fresno to get to play for. I understand the challenges, but does it equate to the product that you're watching? And I think that's where the big disconnect is.
And when it's been this bad, it's how much do you want to put on that in versus everything else? And I'm right there with you in terms of it's one, you can't ignore it, but also when it gets to a certain point, it's also, you have to look at everything else. Like, it's not just because you're waking up in a La Quinta Inn on a Wednesday again, like, oh man, they delivered me my box of Frosted Flakes this morning, appreciate you. Like, it's, this year is going to be a lot to unpack. Like, when we go back on it and then people start opening up about what it was like, the challenges, I do believe the practice issue is real, and I think that
I do too.
Would have helped at least with the earlier effort and just energy and continuity, things along on those lines. On the schedule wasn't forgiving for them, but then you see what happened on Saturday against San Jose State, and you go, oh, maybe it wasn't just the fact that the Lobos played the toughest strength of schedule right out of the gate, that there are a lot of things that aren't going to be fixed overnight with this basketball team and are going to linger throughout the entire season.
And I got your thoughts when we come back. And interesting stuff, actually. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in on this. Lobos will play Fresno State on Thursday. It's the one-year anniversary of Kobe and Gianna and the Altabellis and the 8 people who died in that plane crash in Calabasas. 1 year ago today, Kobe Bryant died. If you want to remember Kobe, you could do that as well. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Micah. I think I saw Jay Paul and Alden back there on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
Sponsored.
High school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swords Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swords Team Sales.
Plays it across the box off the dasher. It's settled. Shot on by Garcia. Trickles in. Goal.
Chavez blocked at the rim. And here's Dorian Lewis to Watson.
Shot on and just wide. Big deflection. Goal.
With this first field goal. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Not a game you can go have 25 turnovers in and win.
Get that out of here, Watson says. Here comes Hodnett all the way. He's blocked in return. Dickey, did he get it off? He did, and he hit it.
They're really...
Oliveros. Wild three, and it hit.
Another steal nearly by Hidon. It is a steal. Avalos ahead to Hidon. The two-hand hammer by Hidon. I knew he was going to put that one down.
ProView Networks tonight.
District mashup there.
Davidson took it away in transition. Might be time for a jam. Yes.
Oh! Nick Barton, watch him, coach. Watch the inbounder.
Dumas Sanchez in the corner.
Back to Barton with 2.4 seconds left. Fires for the win.
And he got it!
It's good.
Oh my God!
On the last second shot.
He did. Oh my God!
Bakes it in from 25 feet and watch the celebration right in front of us. What a shot by Barton. He was double teamed and somehow found a way to get it in. Ramos to Gaxiola, high window for the win. It's good. It counts. Gaxiola with the game winner for a Driscoll Heritage.
Has that ball stolen. Jeremy Segura.
Dribble, spin cycle, up and under move. What a pass. Wrap around pass.
Harris, Legate, the long bomb, 3 ball.
Oh, great steal by Quintero, lays it up and scores.
A whole little jump step in the...
And look out, here comes Agbayosi. Crawford set.
That's blocked. Lansing says
there's a lot of opinion on Lobo basketball. Rob says, I have to take the side that you have to give Paul Weir a break. How do you get 14 or 15 individuals to commit to the university, and then our governor shut it down, and then you got to move to Lubbock, Texas, and live out of a suitcase for months? It's ridiculous. These kids have been through hell. And then the governor opens up practicing in New Mexico, and the pit is testing site for sick people. What the bleep? You can't even play there. There's a lot to it, man. I don't know how you react. You're right, JJ. What basketball's gone through is different than football. Football was really tough. They relocated, but they got on a bus. They went to a place. They knew they were going to be there for 6-7 weeks. They saw the end of the tunnel, right? They saw the end of the season. They were going to be in this place, in this room. That's their weight room. They had a home. this group has been nomadic to the point where we're going to be here for a couple weeks, but then we think we're going back to Albuquerque. Oh, we're not? Damn, we're bummed. Oh, wait, we are? Okay, we're still bummed. Oh, now we're going to St. George, Utah. We're really bummed. Like, oh, but we're kind of stoked because we're going to be here for 2 weeks. Yeah, I agree with you. And these are young men. By the way, it's not like they were a tight-knit group to begin with. It was a bunch of young men from all over the place, 10 new people, new coaching staff. Yeah, I'm not downplaying at all the challenges, none. And then, but at some point, so is it just like Rob said, is it? He didn't say it this way. Is it just a write-off year? Do you just write off the year and just say, well, because of this, you can't blame Paul. You can't blame it. It is what it is. Next year will be better with these same players, with the same coach, with the same staff.
I don't believe you can write it off 100%, but it does factor in more to the overall picture of, okay, why is this team in this place? I don't think any of us believe that even if they at least were doing what the rest of the conference was, the majority of the conference outside of San Jose State, who, by the way, just found out they can finally go back home for their men's basketball team, do some stuff in Santa Clara County, that they're at the top of the conference. But would it – because you're losing by 25. Like, I don't see how you're swinging some of those games. So is it maybe you're losing by 10 in a couple of the games, or you don't get swept by San Jose State? Like, there's things that
you split with San Jose State. You split.
Excuse me. I mean, you sweep. That's what I meant to say. You sweep San Jose State as opposed to split. Like, just how much, if it was flipped, are you factoring in it? It's all what if. And that's the hard thing in this situation is we know what we've seen and what the road ahead at least looks like this time, and trying to go back and play the what if game because of practice is really tough.
What do you think their league record is when they end up? Somebody asked me a while ago, and I said, I think they might be 4-16. And he's like, shut up. And I'm like, I mean, I hope not. I hope it's a lot different. He says, you don't think they could go 6-14? I'm like, okay, sure, 6-14. but I mean, like they're 1-9 halfway through. They got San Diego State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Wyoming. They got back in with Air Force and who am I missing? They got another series in there, right? But I get. Here's the question, and so I'll be as blunt as I can.
I don't even
try
know
to
if they can get to 4 wins, Jeff.
Really?
All right, so it's Fresno State.
Yep.
San Diego State.
Yep.
Colorado State.
You still got. For some reason, I thought they played Colorado State. So you figure you can get 1 or 2 from Air Force. Can you get 1 from Wyoming? Just swept Nevada. Yeah, to get to 4, you're gonna have to get 1 from Fresno.
Can you win 3 of the last 4?
Yeah, you can. You can. Are they good? Like, how about this? Are they just bad? Like, and this is the question I've been asked. Are they just not good? Like, is it all circumstances, or are they just not good? And I'm loath to just sit here and say they're not good because I have not seen them practice, but I haven't seen the stretches where I said, yeah, no, like Valdir Manuel had a nice game. He's developing as a big guy. Have you seen stretches where you go, okay, yeah, there's a guy who's going to take the game over. There's a shooter I want. There's the defense you're looking at. Like, I'm dying to sit here and tell you, yeah, no, they're going to be good. Put them in the right situation, and they're going to be good. I want to tell you that. I just want to see something that makes me believe that.
And this is a year in which they pretty much a month into the season realized they have to change their entire identity because of they're learning on the fly a lot of times in game situations. So that's another thing to address. And you start figuring out, all right, how do we unpack this, let alone the coaching staffs will have an idea of, all right, this is what we want to be. But then you get out there and you can't really insert your system, and then you're in games and you're realizing, well, this isn't working. They don't have shooters. I think we can all agree on that. Whether they could practice or not, they don't have shooting on this basketball team, and that's why all of a sudden you had to adjust, and we're talking about a half-court team trying to play games in the 50s. How hard can this team play defensively? So when it gets down to it, yeah, they're just not that good in certain areas.
All right. 505-246-0610. I'll get you some emails on Lobo basketball. We're open for you wherever you want to go. We spent a lot of time on the Packers situation. If you want to remember Kobe on the 1-year anniversary, just seems like the wrong word. What's the right word? 1 year mark? 1 year. I mean, anniversary feels like too festive, too fun of a too celebratory of a word. I guess it's 1 year anniversary, right? That's what you call it. 1 year mark. Yeah, I guess that's what it is of Kobe and Gianna and the Altabellis and that whole plane crash. That plane crash destroyed 5 families, JJ. I think that's the other reason why that one just stands out above so many. But you can get in at 505-246-0610. Gentlemen, I hope the year's off to a great start. How you feeling? I hope you're feeling great, but if you're not, if you're feeling sluggish, dealing with fatigue, low energy, low T, or erectile dysfunction, you can take care of it. Just call NuMale and you can feel like you again. NuMale is the leader in men's health. They're here in Albuquerque, and they have helped thousands of men all over the country feel better. What's more important than your health? Especially in these times. Taking care of you and feeling well is a priority, and NuMale makes it possible. Call them at 505-652-1688 or visit NuMale, that's NUMALE.com. The whole process is comfortable. The results are absolutely real. From the phone call to your first visit all the way through the treatment, NuMale will be with you. They'll help you take care of low energy, even hair loss or erectile dysfunction. Their testosterone replacement utilizes cutting-edge technology. They're out front of this whole thing when it comes to men's health. Call them at 505-652-1688. Guys, take care of yourself. Make the call. Visit NuMale.com or call 505-652-1688 and you'll feel better.
That out of here. Sister to sister, Marianne Lansing's going to go all the way. Turnaround.
Ramos, pump fake, everyone bites. Ramos hits.
Jackson loses it. Jalen Bond back. LAU. Put it down. Dunkalicious. How about it?
Lovato driving. They're going to count it.
Gallegos. Ooh, a little spin and a finish. Here's Natalia Chavez. Good spin. Takes a.
Here's Ramos. Nice jump stop to the.
Played with gambling a little bit. Oh, there's a.
Hill, little step, high window. And
Got the second.
To the middle. Here we go. 3.9. It's Cooper's going to run with it. Cooper's going to swing it out to Lowry. Lowry. Portillo couldn't get it off, and Clovis goes in. It's waved off. He did not get it off in time. Portillo.
Reverse layup.
Gallegos spins, window, finishes.
There's a run coming from
Lazy pass. Here comes Crawford. It might be showtime. Shoot. They'll get one off, and it'll count high off the window.
Oh my gosh.
There's the long three.
Boom.
Bang. Martinez will beat the buzzer. Got it to go. His
Fork driving kick. Three's in the air. It's good. Nice pass on the nice block by Hernandez Crawford.
And Brown in the transition. But why not, Steve? Is Corbalon's going to go and he puts it away. And Corbalon wants to put it down. Here comes Las Cruces. Brown, you can't leave him alone. Put it down.
Gershon in transition. 3-on-2. Gershon going to go all the way. Oh, Morgan. Ramos, rise and fire. He's fouled.
You know, he used to coach for Del Norte. And
here's Voss all the way with the finish. He'll get the. Behind the back of the dribble. Trying to go up with the right hand. He changed hands in midair. And Hotnet sent it away. Wynn doing a really good job denying Chavez. DC hasn't got the ball. Oh, Yeku. Oh. Working against Watson. Oh, look at the spin move.
Ball's loose. DJ Bustos brings it up. Bars Tompkins, alley-oop. How about it? That was redunculous.
One year ago today, we can remember Kobe if you want. Talking a little about basketball. They'll play on Thursday in Fresno against the Bulldogs. Aggies played yesterday against Western New Mexico. So you had Western New Mexico and New Mexico State playing, of course, in El Paso, Texas. 70-41, New Mexico State won. First game since, well, second game since the 1st of December. They played basically once in almost 2 full months. They will get back into WAC play with the Aggies on Thursday at Grand Canyon, and Grand Canyon is 10-3. So Aggies, literally, like JJ, you and I both got caught off guard with that game. We didn't talk about it yesterday because we didn't know it was coming. I don't know if this was just, hey, what are you guys doing today? You want to run? Let's. I mean, how long will it take you guys to get from Silver City on a bus over to El Paso? I got the keys to the gym. We'll open it up at 2. You want to play at 4? You down? Okay, let me call them a couple buddies. They got striped shirts, so ref, let's go. And they put it. Yeah. I mean, literally.
That's what it was. It was there was some, I wouldn't say just, what's the word I'm looking for? Not rumors, but it was kind of out there like, hey, this game could happen because it was on schedules, but there wasn't anyone to confirm it until like yesterday. And it's like, yeah, we're meeting here. As you said, we got the keys to the gym. We'll play some basketball. You got a ball? All right, great. Anyone have a pump? Because I forgot my needle. All right, here we go. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. All right. Sid said, reply to JJ, to Mr. Buck, he calls you. Mr. Symbieta, yesterday he asked, why is the San Jose State loss worse than the rest? It's because the Spartans' best player is now at LSU. Their second best player was at the end of the bench in shorts and a T-shirt. And even with those two guys, San Jose State It wasn't setting the world on fire. They beat us by double digits. It's from Sid. Okay.
Yeah, that works.
I'm down. Rudy, what do you think? You're on the Quan's Auto Care hotline. Hello, Rudolph.
Geez, I don't know what to think anymore. You know, this reminds me of like pickup games when you were a kid in the neighborhood.
Totally.
You know, Freddie just got off probation, so let's go get him. And Tommy's mom said he could play after he did his chores, so let's go help him. And now we can have a game. I mean,
Rudy can't play. He's grounded.
It's really just so sad. And yeah, I might have been too harsh yesterday. I just want him to fix it. I'll never waver in my love and support of UNM. I think that this has been unprecedented, and I just don't know what's going on in the minds of these people. And trying to compare the women's team to the men's team is, you know, why don't we compare Democrats to Republicans while we're at it? I mean, that's just a worthless exercise. Everybody needs to just take a deep breath and understand that there's never been anything like it. And what has always sustained Lobo basketball is the power of the pit, right?
Yeah, but why are the two so different, so drastically different? I mean, JJ says the women have shooters. I don't think they're completely different. I mean, they're certainly similar situations.
The women didn't have to, you know, there's not 3 new coaches. There's not 12 new players. There's not just one senior. I mean, there's so many different things that we could talk about that it's not even fair to compare. I mean, I just think that for whatever reason, and we don't know those reasons, and I think the players don't even know the reasons, they have not been able to find a way to play. And then they find a way to play, and they play really outstanding defense against San Jose State, and they give it all back 2 days later. And so it's that, you know, inconsistency. You got Vladimir Manuel comes out, has a fine game, 25 points. He got wasted on a horrible defensive effort. So there are people that can score. They just don't know where the scoring and the shots were coming from. And when you can't play 5-on-5 for 7 months, how do you know where those shots come from? Jeff?
I think that there's a lot to that, Rudy. I think that's right. So at what point do you start to figure it out? Is it just a write-off season? You go out there, go through the motions, and try to. At some point, you got to start getting better, don't you?
I hope so, and that's my sincere hope. I mean, look at UNLV and what they've been through, and they haven't had to relocate all over hell and back. They just knocked off Utah State last night, didn't they?
Yeah.
And believe me, you live by the 3-point, but you also die by the 3-point. They made 13 3-point shots last night, but as a whole, they shot horrible, but Utah State shot even worse. I mean, that was a miserable performance by Utah State.
And they almost won at the end.
Cato looked hopeless and helpless. I haven't seen that. You know, they were bricking shots. They were missing free throws. Does that sound like Utah State to you the whole year? So there's so many moving parts with these kids, and you never know from one moment to the next. And really, we don't have, we have an international team, so they don't have any base whatsoever. And I just, as far as this year's concerned, what I want to see is, I want to see improvement. Yeah, I want to see them get it together. Yeah, I want to see them upset some people. But if it doesn't happen, am I going to turn my back on Paul Weir and say that he's incompetent? Heck no. That's not fair.
Fair enough. All
right,
Rudy.
Not fair at all.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah. Take care, you guys.
We got a couple lines open. We're going to get to the phones after the break. By the way, yesterday was as mortal as I've seen Cato look in a Mountain West game in a long time.
And you have those moments in support where it's not going to be your night. So how do you adjust? And Utah State almost got there because UNLV was like, here's a couple travels and turnovers, missed dunks late in the game.
Damn. They tried.
You'll have those nights in sport, and it was advantage UNLV.
All right, back to what you have to say next. We're talking a little bit basketball. You can get in on Kobe. You can get on the Packers. You can get in on LeBron last night. Bill O'Brien got another job. The NMAA has pushed back the start of football again, it looks like. Is there anywhere more to go on the calendar? I'm not sure there is. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, Micah, J-Pole, Alden. We're on ProView Networks and 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Cable to the big sellout, might try to jam one home.
Creates space. He gives it off to Rivas for the three, and he buries it. They'll be coming in soon. Double pick set for Avalos. Goes to the right. Avalos puts it up high. Window scores it as foul.
Right here by Lewis all the way, coast to coast, and finish. What a
around the screen against White. Step back, it's blocked. JB with the block.
In transition, ahead to hit on for the two-hand hammer.
Minutes to go. They've got a shot. They have a chance, and it's put up, and it's good. What a three that is by Jalen.
Hidon puts it up. Rebound Cowboys. Right side David Hall. Thank you very much. Here come the Cowboys. Domina Lovato lays it up. Missed it. Hey, how about it? Thank you, Lusses. Thank you very much, Raquan Mitchell. Clock at 6. They get it. Barnes Tompkins fires. Yes! Pass up court. This for the win. Blocked by DJ Bustos. Cowboys win. Cowboys win.
Call it as Javi's looking, and he's got a guy wide open, and it's Gay, and he's gonna walk into the end zone. But he did a good job with it. First and goal, it's Chavez to the middle, and Chavez stops.
And Stevens in motion. On the handoff to Mitchell. Look out! Oh, see you later. Take it to the house. Fly. Cardinals fly. To the other side. Provides some protection. And off to Webskowski again. Look out. See you later. Good night. Touchdown. Webskowski. Day. He's going to fire to the end zone. Open man! Touchdown! Wild catch! Not a defender inside. A little bit. Skowski on the sideline! Asta Manana! He's off to the races! Touchdown! Clovis!
Albuquerque this afternoon.
34-24. Rancho late in the third. How about this run? Nice play. Dickerman, he's still on his feet. Touchdown, Wolverine.
Exactly what they want to get yards.
He's going to go for it. He's got a guy towards the end zone. It's Krebs. Touchdown. What a play.
And long here for the Storm. Handoff to, we're going to fake the handoff, excuse me.
A JJ kick to the Stones. See, this is different than Jamal. We'll get to Jamal Murray. When JJ told the caller yesterday, says Garcia, that they shouldn't be shocked losing to San Jose State, it felt like a flush strike to the jewels. I spent the afternoon rolling around on the floor in pain, throwing up. Look what you did to this poor guy, dude. Lobo basketball should be better than this, he says. It's Lobo fans' birthright to talk about the Sweet 16. That's from Garcia. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal. Look what you did to this young man.
I will put it out there. I did not pull a Jamal Murray. It was an emotional shot to a certain area of this individual. No physical contact, and I will leave it at that as we move on to our next topic in regards to Lobo basketball. I get it. I agree. Losing to San Jose State, you don't want to be in that scenario. And when you start laying it out, Richard Washington wasn't there. Stop telling me about the dude that transferred. He hasn't been there for a while. And Richard Washington is the one that scored 22 points a game coming into that series. But I've also watched a basketball team that has struggled a lot this season, to where I'm not shocked when things go bad for Lobo basketball.
So then I believe it was Jared a short while back who told us that maybe they should drop down to Division 1 or Division 2. Hello, Jared. How you living?
Yo, guys. Good morning. Yeah, I had mentioned it, but in all seriousness, the reason the university has a basketball program is twofold, right? Let's just explore it a little bit. Number one, it's to offer athletics to our great-minded local residents to want to get a good education and play basketball. Okay, let's put that aside. Number two, to be good. That's the whole point, to be good, to be a good team. If we're not going to be a good team ever, really, and the Sweet 16 is the best we'll ever get, yeah, it's emotional. Everyone listening, you're all hyped up. You got your UNM license plates and all that. Let's take our eggs out of this one basket, come back a little bit, and realize that kids that grow up in New Jersey will never wear a UNM shirt. You know why? Because our teams aren't going to be good. So why don't we just realize what we are and be okay with that? But you know what kids in New Jersey or New York or Florida will wear? They'll wear a sports team even if they're bad from New Mexico. So if we ever get a sports team, whether it's hockey, whether it's basketball, they'll wear our products even if we're a bad team. So the point is, that's the right move for our state. And it's so tiring for people to get worked up over the Lobos. They're not good. They're not ever going to be good. Can I say they're never going to be good? Yeah, I can say that. We can all agree that they're never going to be that relevant, okay? And if all we're trying to do is just stay on it until they're relevant, that seems silly. The worst advice you can get as a kid is that if at first you don't succeed, try again. No, you know what? You try once, and then you move on to something else that you're good at. You don't just keep banging your head against the wall. So I'm just saying, if we're never going to be competitive, let's move on, whether it's the coach, whether it's the players, whatever, and let's just offer the kids, let's have a basketball program. It's just a basketball program. You play, you have some fun. Maybe there's people in the stands, maybe there's not. Maybe there's people that watch on TV, maybe there's not. It doesn't matter, But this idea that we can get behind and support, it doesn't matter. Come on. Like what's wrong with saying drop down a little bit? Let's save the taxpayers or whomever money, however that works out. What's wrong with that? You want to call me a sellout? Fine, call me a sellout all day. You know what? Oklahoma City, what do you think they're doing? They're banking because, you know what I'm saying? Just do it. Put some motion, put all this energy that we all have as a community into something better, not just trying to make something bad relevant. Know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Jared. No, appreciate it. Look, okay, a couple things. I still disagree with him about dropping down. Now, there was a little bit more to his message. His message is, look what Oklahoma City did. They're a city of our size. They went out and attracted an NBA team, and they're an NBA city, and they're better. They did something about it. That's a whole nother conversation. I don't agree that UNM should drop down. I don't know that their target audience is a kid in New Jersey or Florida. Can they be relevant? Can they be good? I disagree that he says they'll never be good. They've been. Like, weren't they a 3 seed twice in the last decade in the NCAA tournament? Now, I got it. They didn't make it to the second weekend. But being a 3 seed would make you relevant. What are you doing it for is a whole nother conversation. Like, I appreciate his passion, and I understand his train of thought. I'm not on that train of thought, but I understand it. They're just not very good. They're never going to be good.
This team can be competitive. Lobo Athletics can be competitive. And now the question is, what do you deem nationally relevant? Because it is a term we've heard quite a bit. There's only, no matter what you do, like George Mason's not nationally relevant. You know about a team that they went on, like a run that they went on. There's only so many teams that are going to be nationally relevant. So when there's 351 Division I basketball teams. So if that's your goal, yes, you're never going to achieve that. When it comes to being competitive for your fan base, that's achievable. And also I would say cutting back on D1 athletics has zero impact on professional sports. All of a sudden, if the University of New Mexico starts cutting back on things, that does nothing to then say, oh, pro sports team is going to come in. Those two things
different
are
conversations.
Same.
Yep. All right, Tommy, you're next. Good morning, Tommy. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, guys. Good morning. I see we got some snow overnight that I didn't notice till this morning. And I'm just praying that people will show common sense because I'm seeing out here delivering already. People are going way too fast. They're not pumping their brakes. I think your guy there, one of your guys there is from Colorado, the guy that just put me on, so he knows about pumping the brakes and slowing down because you can't go the same speed limit. But the thing you guys are talking about, two things. I was listening to callers yesterday talk about, and you guys were talking about Love and Rodgers, and I still felt that they should have drafted someone to help Rodgers out.
Yep.
But I also feel Rodgers should have the ability to call a play off, and like when it was 4th and 8 or any play, and say, "Look, wave it off. We're going for it." I'm pretty sure Brady in that situation would have looked at his sidelines and said, "No, we're going for it," or call a timeout and discuss it. And Rodgers should have that ability. Maybe he's too quiet. Maybe like you said yesterday, I think one of you said he's a quiet leader. Well, sometimes you got to say something. He should have done that when McCarthy was there, and he should be doing it right now because he should have the gumption to do it, and he's earned it to a certain extent. And as far as the Lobo stuff is concerned, sometimes you just got to take a good look in the mirror, especially with me after I have about 2 things of Mad Dog and a pizza. Just look at yourself sometimes in the mirror and say, you know what? I suck. We need to change this, and that's it.
All right, tap the brakes out there. Be careful, Tommy. Thanks.
I will. Later.
Yep. Sometimes you gotta say, I'm not good. I gotta change it. I think that's right. Yeah, that's kind of what he was saying. If once you don't succeed, then go find something you're good at. I don't know. The truth's got to be somewhere in the middle. Doesn't you quit after the first time? Right? Jared said if at first you don't succeed, you don't try again. You find something else you're good at. I don't know. Do you quit the first time? You're not good at it the first time, so you say, screw it, I'm going to go find something else I can do? I don't know that I agree with that either. I mean, the truth's got to lie somewhere in there. You don't try again. I mean, at some point you got to realize, all right, I'm not really good at this. But maybe you try a couple more times, you go, all right, I'm getting better. I can do this. I don't know that the answer is quit. I mean, the answer's got to be somewhere in the middle, doesn't it?
Yeah, I usually want to keep trying to improve yourself. And Jared sounds like someone that might have been on board, but has fallen off said wagon after who knows how many years of believing and not seeing anything come out of it. And I understand that, man. The emotional investment that we have in sport, you can tie yourself to things, and you question, like, what are we doing? Why am I doing this? I love this business. I love these teams. I do. That's why I have this passion to want to do this every single day and enjoy it. But I get to where you can, as a person, find that mindset of, all right, what is the bigger picture? And I still think that there is a solid, strong, competitive picture for Lobo Athletics, but then it's on said individual to determine what they believe is relevant.
Oh, that's right. All right, 246-0610. 922-0610. You can email Jeff at 610 KNML.com. You can find us on the Twitter. It's JJ's _ JJ Buck. And on the Facebook, you can actually watch the show, courtesy of our friends at ProView Network. The OD in the AM. We'll continue this conversation if you like. Coming up next, we got to get into this Jamal Murray thing from last night. Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets. He got so much cred during the playoffs last year. So much playoff credit. I think he lost almost all of it yesterday. How? In one fell punch. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
We heard you. The 610 KNML.
Second field goal, he's got 4 points. Watson, though, goes all the way.
Hit the deck, I should say. Cordova tried to throw it off. Romero, a 3 for...
Set out to Jutapia. Nice move behind his back. It's a good...
Here's Ramos, step back, high arcing,
Well, he needed to get his legs back under him.
Ooh, little kick.
They leave it one more time. Two-hand hammer.
Look at this, and then we'll score again. Look at this.
Up top. Yes, and the finish for Akbayosi. Saved into the hands of Riak ahead of the pack to Davina Lovato. Up high, down hard for Akbayosi. Out of the corner, Casals, the 3-0, Katenge! Let me clean up the mess! He dropped out of the rafters for that one, Steve.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Ramos wants another.
Opportunity here. Martinez shoots, he scores.
Got into it. They've had some nice looks at the rim. Win. Inside. They're not going to miss this one. Two-hand hammer from Murillo.
Ball's played up. Rodriguez with it. Gonna settle. Looks to the inside. Brings to the far side push. Shot on and goal. Deflected in. No.
Dorian's going to go all the way. It was blocked by the rim. Get it out, says Kobe Wade. Ramos, get it. Look out. tipped it. And then stolen. And somehow Hansberry's got it back. Handoff. Watson.
Stripped. Galeon stripped him. The Highland the other way. Win up top to the big goal. Here he comes.
For the lead. Got it.
What a great game plan. Look at this.
Agbayosi throws it down.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Dorian over. Did he get in?
They got in.
Touchdown, Dorian Lewis.
Seconds to play. Benavides looking, still looking up the middle. It's intercepted. It's picked off by Freddie Anaya, and Roswell's season will end perfect.
Second and 4 from Socorro at the
After review, the ruling on the floor has been upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 2. Murray's been ejected for unnecessary and excessive contact to the groin area. Jamal?
What's the worst thing you can do on the field or court of competition? What's the worst? Is it spitting on someone? Is it slugging him in the groin? Is it insulting his mom? Like, what's the worst thing you can do in competition?
To me, it's a tie. Intentionally injure and groin shots.
Okay. Right. Spitting's got to be right there, doesn't it?
Yes, it's very, very disrespectful. No question.
Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets, your Denver Nuggets. And Nuggets is the operative term.
Took it too far.
Oh, you think? You think he took it too far? Is that was your verdict on this?
Yeah.
So they're playing the Mavericks last night. And Jamal Murray got tied.
Don't forget who won the game, though, right, Micah?
The Nuggets won the game, Micah. Your team lost. Jamal Murray being guarded by Tim Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. denying, and Murray fell backwards and went to the floor. Picked himself up, used his left hand to grab Hardaway just below the buttock on the left side, and with his right hand slugged him in the junk.
That's a normal way to get up, right?
Where you come from.
Grab and swing.
Yeah, I mean, wherever you come from. In punk-ass land, yeah. I just, it can't be more blatant. He grabbed him and helped himself up by grabbing him from behind, reached around with the left hand, grabbed him just like right on the left buttock, just below it, and right hand slugged him in the groin and ran on like nothing happened. And Hardaway crumbles. And he got thrown out of the game. All the credit that Jamal Murray got in last year's playoffs for being so clutch, I mean, you lose a ton of that when you intentionally slug a dude in the nuts, don't you?
Yes, you drop back to square one. You have a lot of work to do on your reputation because it's up there of why do you even get to that point? How does it even cross your mind of this is what I want to do? You know, if you want to stand up, shove him, get into a fake physical altercation, all right. But the whole, oh, no one's going to notice me make contact to your groin area. No, we're all going to see that.
So punk. I mean, I was really starting to like that player, and it's like, yeah, you can rehabilitate. Roberto Alomar spit in an umpire's face and rehabilitated his reputation over the years. I mean, you can, but this one sets you back so far. It just does.
A lot of work to do.
All right, 505-246-0610. Mike, thanks for holding. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, sir.
Good day, guys.
Hello, Mike.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Lowell program.
Please do. Please do.
It's a program.
It's a program.
Yeah, I think I'm just thinking about this, thinking of ways to improve. The other night, I think the pit. I think it's become less fan friendly. I mean, I'm thinking to improve on it, reduce, make it a better experience. People who want to go instead of having to go. You know what I'm saying? It used to be better, just to experience, no matter whether the team is bad or good. I mean, they could reduce concession prices. There's things they could do. Put chairback seats, make the access a little easier. I mean, the Stokes Park, I mean, it's pretty comfortable. But the pit is just, it's just not the way it used to be.
Well, it is what it used to be. That's the issue. It's exactly what it used to be. It's got bench seats. It's tough to get to things. Yeah, I chairback seats. I don't think that's the issue, and certainly not this year. I mean, there is no pit this year for basketball.
Right. But that's what I see that could be done. I mean, just dropping down. I mean, Kansas City, Oklahoma City. I mean, they had a bomb there. That's what it took to have them build a downtown arena. It took a bomb. That's not a good.
Sure, that's it.
I mean, they could place a bomb in downtown Albuquerque or something.
No. Don't give it any ideas. All right, Mike.
I don't think that's a good idea. But
He can hang up the phone, Mike.
Yeah, that's not what happened. First of all, the pit has got nothing to do with what's going on this year. There are no home games. Even if they were playing it in the pit, they'd be empty. I mean, we could have the pit conversation anytime you want. Does the pit need to be upgraded, modernized, God forbid, redone? That's a whole nother conversation. Edward, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, sir.
Good day. Hey, good pace by Mike today. That was a good pace. I have an honor, an admiration for an infusion of new talent to the sports animal caller, Rolodex, and particularly T Cubed, Tommy the Truth. You know what I really like about Tommy? And by the way, when I bring up other callers, I think the lowest form of sports talk radio is when people just take shots, when they can't have their own creative takes or their own original thought process. They just take it out on other callers. Whenever I reference other callers, it's always in a positive frame of mind.
It is.
I love Tommy the Truth. He stays true to who he is, and because I'm an elitist narcissist. Yes, when I'm popping bottles of Cristal after Brady wins yet another championship, he references when I have my 2 shots of Mad Dog. That was so awesome. I actually laughed out loud here at work. So T Cubed, if you're listening, I appreciate your infusion of calls this recently over the last few months. And then my guy Sean, man, when he recommends $150 bottles of Scotch. This will stay true to your heart, Sean, and I don't know how far back you go as a Jets fan, but speaking of getting punched in the junk, in 1986, Jeff, and I know you remember this, NFL official Ben Drees, Jim Kelly got hit by Mark Gastineau and was getting punched in the pile. And he made an announcement during the penalty saying, giving him the business. You remember this, right?
Yeah, personal foul on number 99, whatever it was, giving him the business. Yeah.
That was Mark Gastineau. And that resonates. Here we are, a quarter century later, and we still remember that call. We were 15, 16 years old, and I distinctly remember watching that game and that official making that announcement. That was awesome. Real quick on Kobe, and you can't go real quick on Kobe. Wasn't the biggest fan of Kobe, but to not celebrate his transcendent talent is a miss for anybody. What a gift to us as sports fans, and in all the perfection that Kobe was, and the imperfections, which complete us as an individual, right? The transgressions, whatever. His artistry on the court, it was spectacular, and to be able to influence the life of others, and people, you know, the adoration he had from his fans. Just, I'm so proud to know that we got to witness what he did on the court and off the court, for that matter. And I know you're a big fan, Jeff, and it still moves people to this day, 1 year later. And as you move on in life and get down that, get more chronologically advanced, with it, which is a euphemism for getting older, you learn to celebrate people like Kobe and their greatness. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I appreciate you letting me share my thoughts, and I appreciate the new callers. It's great to have a lot of new callers call in and get their perspectives. So Tommy the Truth, stay true to who you are, my friend. Have a great day.
T cubed. Tommy the Truth. I will give Edward that. He is, I believe, the only caller who, when he references other callers, is 100% positive. I don't think he's ever ripped on another caller. Now, Lance will come in and rip on him. That's not the bad.
Listen, I'm going to talk about Dan Campbell. It says it all. He's unqualified. This person should not have the job. But you know what? I wish you and your family well.
Who was that? And then I asked, well, why was it such a bad hire? It was Edward, right? Yeah. But that's not a caller. That's not a caller. I asked him, why is he so unqualified?
It equates to the way he reacts to things.
No, that's fair. That's actually fair. All right, 505-246-0610. We're everywhere today. So you can get in on groin shots. I just, how a professional athlete gets to the point.
It's the worst thing. It is right up there. Like,
I'm going to junk this guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. That's what you teach your teenage daughter to do if she's getting attacked, not a pro athlete to do on the court. It's a grown-ass man. I mean, right? Well, you don't have a teenage daughter. But, yeah, I've seen my daughter when we're playing around, and you could see her just getting so mad, and she kind of instinctually, I'm like, oh, dang. All right, good. I'm glad you're trained. I'm glad you're thinking that way, and I'm glad you stopped. You think I'm kidding? We've been there like once or twice, and she whipped the knee, and I'm like, oh, okay. I've gone too far. I get it. And I love that you're thinking that way, and I love even more that you had restraint. 505-246-0610. Bring it. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
You can say a lot about yourself.
McDaniel's trying. Good block by Hicks. First down and more. 30, 25, 20. McDaniel might be gone. Touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown for Michael McDaniel.
It's 40 seconds this year. It's not like 25 like it used to be.
He laterals it back. What a play by Hightower. Pitch.
Looked like somebody moved a little bit early. Hicks, the play fake double move. He's got his receiver wide open. Caught. One man to beat. Touchdown. Touchdown to number 17, Nathaniel.
Third and 6. Big defensive play coming up here. Little trickery to Reese. See you later. Touchdown. They went for the deep ball to Reese.
To the right, single receiver split to the left. Play fake, head up the middle, got some room. 50, 45, 40, has one man to beat. 30, 25, 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Hope.
Wow.
On a...
Option again, he'll keep it. Now he'll pitch it. Comes out to the 30, 25, 20, up the sideline. Still inbounds, into the end zone. Let's see.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Portell.
The outside of running an out route.
Davis in the play action, looking. He's going to go back to Lewis, and Lewis makes a cut, and Lewis still on his feet. Dorian Lewis is in for a touchdown.
Back to toss it. He's got all day. Makes one miss, and he's rolling.
He's got a guy. Can he get it there? Davison to Luke Weissong.
Hey, we told you he
touchdown.
Could spin that football, and that was a throw right there. I know he's got the win in his back, but
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Let's see if Melfi can cash it in. He's got some protection. Deep ball. Erickson's open. Touchdown, Monarchs.
Second and 10. Smith looking, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's got his guy. It's another big play. Walking away for a touchdown, Tristan Altier.
They're going to hand it off to Chavez. Chavez breaking tackles. Look out. Chavez up the sideline. Stays in bounds. Touchdown. Volcanovis.
That replay to get the measurement. I mean,
Smith's got a fire on first down, and he's on the outside. There's a lot of room for Brad Thomas. A move, and he's set free. Dance into the end zone. Touchdown. So it goes.
He'll run with it. Stumbling. Gets down into the end zone. And looking to throw it. And he throws it in the end zone. Caught!
First and 10 from the 11. And spin move for Smith. Push the B button. Dance into the end zone.
He'll throw it. Looking. Here comes the rush. Stepping up. Pavia now running around. Being chased. Looks across. Throws it up, man's wide open. Ball is caught. Touchdown. Jimmy Gaye. Chavez dropping, looking, stepping up. He's going to run. He's got a lot of green in front of him. To the end zone. Touchdown. Rio Rancho, Isaiah Chavez. Chavez set. He's going to run with it again and dives and...
It's Austin Smith, and to the outside, a lot of room. Look out, a foot race down the sideline. All the way on the first play from scrimmage, Chris. That's a touchdown.
Scrambling. And off, great hit. He bounces off outside. Got some daylight at the 20, the 10, the 5.
Lobos are bad because they're playing out of town this year. They can't play Game of the Pit, but if they had chairbacks and cheaper concession prices, they'd be a better team and make more threes. Don't tell anyone? Is that what you're saying to me? All right. James wants to know on Danny Gonzalez. And we asked this question yesterday. Literally went here yesterday, right? He says, Jeff, why is it when Danny Gonzalez says, it's on me, Lobo fans eat it up? Look, what a leader. Paul Weir says that the Lobo fans just use it as an excuse to whip up on him even more.
Timing. It's as simple as that. It's a year one coach going through all the foundation building, character laying things versus where Paul Weir is. And for a lot of people, it's because their minds are made up on Paul Weir. And you've addressed this, Jeff. And you ask the question, well, what can they do? For a lot of people, it doesn't matter. Like, they could go undefeated the rest of the season, and people will find a way to say, well, you know what? It wasn't actually the coach that did anything.
All right. When Craig Neal was at that point saying the same stuff, you get the same reaction, right? All right, I got 3 replies to Jared. So maybe he's the new rating spike, and then we'll get to the phones. This is Richard. Reply to Jared. He must have missed yesterday's show when the caller documented it wasn't that long ago, Lobo basketball had a roster that included 2 NBA first-round picks and at least 3 other guys with distinguished careers. I don't know if he missed that. His point is, yeah, but were you any good? Freddie says on Jared, the guy is a buffoon. It says, so if my kid loves a sport and has 2 bad games, then he should quit? 1 or 2 bad seasons, so drop down or quit altogether? Bro, I hope you don't have a bad week at work. ... Because Jared said the worst, I'm paraphrasing, worst axiom is if you don't succeed, try again. He said, no, if you don't succeed, find something that you're good at.
If you don't succeed, move on in Cincinnati.
Dave says, Jared and the Lobos, Jared is an idiot. Please don't let him on the air again. We don't have a good head basketball coach at UNM. Haven't had one since 2013. We won't get good in men's basketball until we have a good coach again. It's as simple as that from Dave. All right, there's your Jared rating spike.
Well, I wouldn't say idiot. I wouldn't go that far. It's okay to think outside the box.
I just read them, man.
I know you just read them. But people selectively hear too, Jeff. And guess who's going to get credited with saying that?
I'm just reading them, man. I'm just reading. I know. I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that. All right.
It's one that I think we agree to disagree with that thought process.
Damn. Was that Mike and Jared in the same segment? That was Mike telling me that they're better if they get sharebacks, better access.
Well, he just might be more comfortable watching the product.
But he can't get in the building unless he's getting a COVID shot.
You can't get into right now unless exactly you're getting vaccinated.
Yeah, I suppose
that'd be perfect, right? You go get your vaccine while they're practicing, and you're just like, all right, watch some Lobo basketball.
That should be next year. Lobo Susan tickets are, hey, Lobo fans, Lobo Susan tickets are now on sale, and the first 300 to buy season tickets will get a COVID vaccination. You'll go to the front. I know. He's not wrong. I would rather sit at Isotopes Park and watch a game than at the pit. Like, he's not wrong. Is it more comfortable to sit in that chair back with and put my yes? That party's right.
Fresh air. Did they think about cutting a hole in the roof?
Ooh, dog! Look where you're going.
Dallas Cowboys.
Allah. Hello, Howie. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, Howard.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Who is this Jared character? Is that Jared from Subway emailing you from prison?
No.
I'm gonna guess not. But I don't know for sure.
I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to guess not.
I was confused that the Lions hired too. I thought they said Glenn Campbell. I said they hired a cocaine-snorting, country music singing guy to coach their team? Because that would have been far off for Detroit, right?
Cowboy. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. And Mike, the Lobos are bad just because they're bad. Come on. They're bad. And I don't want to be the one to say whether Paul Weir should get a pass for this year or not. I mean, I like Paul Weir, so I'm just going to leave that one alone. And then, JJ, did Jeff really segue with Nuggets? Did he?
Chicky Nuggets.
He segued with Nuggets. I'm telling you. You know what? But Edward is, he is something else. He can play both sides of the fence so well, can't he?
He does.
He can tell you that you are an a-hole with a smile on his face, and you'll smile back at him and say, I am, you know?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, you know? But that Edward, he's quite a smooth individual, man. You know, I tell you. And then just seeing all the Kobe tributes today are really sad, you know? Kobe being gone just seems like it's just not real. You know, because, and his little daughter, his family, they've been devastated. I know they're doing a lot of tributes to him today, and it's just a sad, sad day for the NBA and, and for the Bryant family and for humanity for that sake, because, I think Jalen Rose put it best this morning. Kobe Bryant was a human being and an icon who happened to be a pretty good basketball player. And I like that take because, let's remember the human being and him first, and then the fact that he was a Hall of Fame basketball player later.
Howard,
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
I was just thinking, I want you to finish your take. I was talking to the first segment today of all the people we've lost in the last 12 months. I mean, all the unbelievable, from Eddie Van Halen to Tom Seaver to Hank Aaron to Lou Brock. I mean, just go, right? Of all the public figures, there's a reason that this one really resonates and still have the impact it did. More so, I mean, Hank Aaron did so many great things. Eddie Van Halen was unbelievable. And I know I'm missing some. Those are just some that are popping into my mind. All the actors, the musicians, Neil Peart. But this one is just different, and I don't know if it's because he died so tragically, right, in a helicopter crash with his daughter and 6 other human beings, and I think that's a big part of it, the way it happened, but because of who he is and the impact he had on so many people.
I think you're right, and I believe the tragicness of the event has a lot to do with it, and the fact that he was with his daughter, going to do something. Yeah. You know, with her that he loved, that he cherished throughout his life, being with his daughters and playing basketball. So I think the two went hand in hand, you know, and I think it's sad. Hammer and Hank, that one hit hard for me. I saw him as a young man hit that, you know, I was a kid. I was a teenager. I had just become a teenager and saw him hit that home run. So, and, you know, I watched that on Monday Night Baseball. That was something else for me. But, you know, and even on a local level, Jeff, we've lost a lot of those people on a local level. But, you know, I love the OD and the AM. I'm going to tell you, I've got some favorites, Rudy, Jess, even Marty to take. I like Tommy the Truth, and you one. I'm going to tell you, my all-time favorite caller, and I got to say it, and I know he's not going to get his head through the door today, but Edward's my favorite caller, just like LeBron James is my favorite basketball player. But I got to tell you guys, that's only because Big Donald and Kobe are in heaven. Have a good day, guys.
See ya. That's good. Edward was just compared to Kobe, which is going to really bother him because he doesn't like Kobe. Edward shoots as much as Kobe. His shooting percentage is about the same, wouldn't you say? He throws up. That's why the laugh track was ready for him.
You waiting?
Yeah. You shoot it. You shoot enough. A few of them are gonna go in, right? It's like a bunch of my buddies said, man, you throw enough out there, something's gonna hit. And somebody's gonna like it. That's Edward. I'm gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot. That's why he's got those little pauses. His pauses aren't as long as some other callers, but that's why he's got those little pauses. He's waiting for the laughter. And then when he doesn't get it, he laughs at himself and he moves on. Yep, that's right. See, that's so good. All right, we'll wrap it up. I got a Terry email. Terry's emails have become very, very good. We'll get that to you. Phone number is 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Second field goal, he's got 4 points. Watson, though, goes all the way.
Hit the deck, I should say. Cordova tried to throw it off. Romero, a 3 for...
Set out to Jutapia. Nice move behind his back. It's a good...
Here's Ramos, step back, high arcing, 20!
But he needed to get his legs back under him.
Ooh, a little kick.
They leave it one more time to Ed Hammer. back. Davina Lovato up high, down hard for Akbayelsi. Out of the corner, Casals, the 3-0, Katenge! Let me clean up the mess. He dropped out of the rafters for that one, Steve.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Ramos wants another.
Opportunity here. Martinez shoots, he scores.
Cut into it. Had some nice looks at the rim. Win. Inside. They're not going to miss this one. Two-hand hammer for Murillo.
Ball's played up. Rodriguez with it. Gonna settle. Looks to the inside. Comes to the far side push. Shot on in. Goal. Deflected in. No.
Dorian's going to go all the way. It was blocked by the rim. Get it out, says Kobe Wade. Ramos, got it. Look out. Ramos, can he chase it down? It was a freebie. Saved it. And then stolen. And somehow Hasbury's got it back. Handoff. Watson.
Get it stripped. Danion stripped him. Compiling the other way. Win up top to the big goal. Here he comes.
For the lead. Got it.
What a great game plan. Look at this.
Akbayelsi throws it down.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
It was all, you know, and as devastating and as tragic as it was and still is to all of us involved with it. You know, only time, you know, and it takes time.
We're going back to Philly, and on, you know, almost the same exact day. It's just crazy, you know, to really come to the realization that he's gone.
It's a lot of things that die in this world, but legends never die, and he's exactly that.
Legends and old records never die. That's LeBron James and Anthony Davis talking about Kobe Bryant on this, the 1-year mark of the tragic helicopter crash that took Kobe, Gianna, 6 other people in that helicopter. 5 families just ripped apart that day in the Calabasas hillside in the low clouds. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Terry sent me an email. It's Rodgers versus Brady, JJ. For 20 years, I would listen to people complaining about Tommy Boy giving vanilla press conferences, and now Rodgers leaves his emotions on his sleeves and why did say what he did. Some athletes hate losing more than they like winning. Some think it's easier to deal with the Niners crushing, I'm not even sure what that means, crushing them, and they knew by halftime it was over than games that go down to the wire. Favre treated Rodgers poorly either by ignoring him or saying disrespectful things to him. Like, I don't think anybody's ripping Rodgers for leaving his emotions on his sleeve. I think the question is, what is it that he's so angry about, and what is it that he wants? He was on a team that was 5 points away from going back to the Super Bowl, and he's responsible for not getting there. It's not all on Matt LaFleur. I'll recap. Even if Matt LaFleur decides to not kick the field goal, there's a lot of things that have to happen for Green Bay to win that game. They have to score on fourth down. They have to get the 2-point conversion, and they have to hope Tommy Boy, as you call him, doesn't, in that 2 minutes remaining, guide his team down the field and kick a game-winning field goal and then go to overtime and hope you win the toss and get the ball, and Tommy does. I mean, do you realize how many things had to happen still? So I think the question is, what's he so angry about? That's all.
Yeah, and reading more stories on this situation, you start to get more ideas about what Aaron Rodgers is trying to do, and some of it actually makes sense if you start saying, all right, is he just angling to get more guaranteed money and then make it so it's not easier, say, for Green Bay to move on from him in a year or two, so he can kind of solidify, all right, these next 2 to 3 years, I'm here regardless, and this is the way we're going out. That's a possibility when you look at the stories about why he might be so edgy, and given the fact they do have a first-round draft pick on the roster as well. But I think we're both on the same page. This plays out. Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. All right, Lance, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Lance.
Morning. Hey, people forget that the Packers, that dude dropped that 2-point conversion in the end zone that would have made it a 3-point game. Okay? I mean, they went for it then.
2 minutes.
But the thing is at least the coach kept it within scoring range. They did an onside kick and converted, and so you can only get so lucky, and that's a heck of a Tampa Bay defense. I heard you guys go on all day, people calling in. But, sometimes you got to realize that's a good football team we're playing against, and maybe we'll have a chance if we, turn it over to them. So, anyway, it's easier said than done is what I'm saying. But,
I agree with you.
Howard, you're a dork. Now, he works for Edward. Okay, Edward actually has him. I've been there, to call in and say good stuff about him. Poor guy, if he worked harder, wouldn't have to do stuff like that. But me and Tommy the Truth are the only people in the whole country, from New Mexico. We won Baller Caller of the Week shirts because we talked harder smack than anybody in the country. You ain't seen the other side of that guy. I love him too, but, it just, I'm getting a little tired of this tickle my feet wussification of our society stuff. It's like, this is a sports station. It's not just call in and everybody be happy. Call me Oscar the Grouch.
All right.
Anyway.
I'm out of time. The show's over.
Sharing, have a nice day.
See you. All right, show's over. Out of time. Sorry, man. Good stuff today. It was very positive up until I didn't know Edward worked.
Positivity. We ain't here for your positivity. We're here for sports takes, terrible takes. You suck, they suck. No one's as good as Michael Jordan.
And putting chairbacks in the pit and lowering concession prices. I didn't know that Howard worked for Edward. All right, Jim Rome Show is next. You have Patrick's after that. Sports Bar with Trulio Carlisle at 3. We're back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio at 7 a.m. Jay Pole and Alden, terrific work. Micah, always brave of the elements. You guys getting downtown. Be careful going home. Be careful on the roads. JJ, have a day.
Have a day, y'all.
Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
Dorian over. Did he get in?
Yeah, they got in.
Touchdown, Dorian Lewis.
Seconds to play. Benavides looking, still looking up the middle. It's intercepted. It's picked off by Freddie Anaya, and Roswell's season will end perfect.
Second quarter, 2nd and 4 for Socorro at the whole 44-yard line. McDaniel trying, good block by Hicks. First down and more, 30, 25, 20. McDaniel might be gone. Touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown for Michael McDaniel.
It's 40 seconds this year. It's not like 25 like it used to be.
He laterals it back. What a play by Hightower. Pitch.
Looked like somebody moved a little bit early. Hicks, the play fake double move. He's got his receiver wide open. Caught. One man to beat. Touchdown. Touchdown to number 17, Nathaniel.
Third and 6. Big defensive play coming up here. Little trickery to Reese. See you later. Touchdown. They went for the deep ball to Reese.
To the right, single receiver split to the left. Play fake, head up off the middle, got some room. 50, 45, 40, has one man to beat. 30, 25, 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Hope.
Wow.
On a
Option again, he'll keep it. Now he'll pitch it. Comes out to the 30, 25, 20, up the sideline. Still inbounds, into the end zone. Let's see.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Portell.
The outside, I'm running an out route. Davis in on the play action, looking. He's going to go back to Lewis, and Lewis makes a cut, and Lewis still on his feet. Dorian Lewis is in for a touchdown. Back to tossing, he's got all day. It's one miss, and he's rolling. He's got a guy. Can he get it there? Davison to Luke Weissong.
Hey, we told you he
touchdown.
Could spin that football, and that was a throw right there. I know he's got the win at his back, but
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Let's see if Melfi can cash it in. He's got some protection. Deep ball. Erickson's open. Touchdown, Monarchs.
Second and 10, Smith. Looking, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's got his guy, and it's another big play. Walking away for a touchdown, Tristan Altier.
They're going to hand it off to Chavez. Chavez breaking tackles, look out. Chavez up the sideline, stays in bounds. Touchdown, Volcanovic.
that replay to
I
just
got
get
you.
the measurement. I mean,
Smith's got a fire on first down, and he's on the outside. There's a lot of room for Brad Thomas. A move, and he's set free. Dance into the end zone. Touchdown. So it goes.
He'll run with it. Stumbling. Gets down into the end zone. And looking to throw it.